Hello, 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 and welcome
back. Welcome back
to another episode of Normal Guys Talk Sports. This is episode
33. This is what's the date? Today is March 22nd, year 2023, episode 33. We have a special guest today. We're going to give him his proper introduction before we give him the floor. This is Mr. Young Troy Grant, one of the premier artists of Northside Studios. We're in chapter 3. You know, we ended chapter 2. There's only a few pieces left. Me, Matt, and a couple other pieces. The studio almost closed down. It was real rough times, and then we had one last opportunity and chance to save the day. We had a big old showcase, and Mr. Troy Grant was involved along with T-Vibe. Called them co-rookies of the year at the time because they both showed out and were.
I like how we equate everything to sports.
Jersey in the rafters. I don't care what.
Correct. So yeah, but Troy and T-Vibe along with Lardy is the beginning of chapter 3, and we are rocking and rolling. And Troy Grant, I'll let him have the floor. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the show.
I'm great. I'm blessed. I heard some normal guys was talking sports, so I came to
of course
talk sports while I'm still a normal guy.
But before we get to that, just give people a little bit of background about yourself, Troy. We obviously know you do music. Just let the people know, just like a little bit of background information.
Yeah, so I've been out in the Dallas area for a little bit, playing some shows, playing some music. Been working on cultivating a nice little R&B sound that I'm really proud of, really happy about, really ready to see flourish in the beginning stages of starting that process. But other than that, I'm just a regular dude who play a lot of music and watch a lot of sports. That's about it.
We've been, again, Troy's had a lot of shows past few years. We've been apart. He's done all kind of stuff, made a lot of good music here. I don't know if we could pull up the clip or maybe pull that up later.
I'm pretty sure you will get demonetized if you play
it. I don't think it'll demonetize.
He ain't me.
Because I pulled it up before.
Oh, you pulled it up before. You did pull it up.
He ain't me.
Yeah. Now I just had this one time where I tried to use a song on like an Instagram live or something like that, and it like immediately shut me off. I was like, it was me.
No, well, Instagram will shut you off for any music, damn near.
Yeah, but it was me.
No, it was one time where I was just listening to like beats, and I was like, Instagram was like, cut it off.
Oh wow, that's rough. IG, do better.
But Troy Grant, tell him a little bit about your last single that you put out.
So my last single was a lot of fun. I was just here, and Radio Texas guy named Gumbo, who is a legend. Shout out to Gumbo.
Legendary producer.
Legendary producer. And honestly, he's just right place, right time. Connected some two dots together, came up with a little guitar riff, and Gumbo kind of took the sales from there, and it was just magic. And from the showcase that I won, I got a very late check, but I cashed it.
It's all good.
With my guy Matt. Got cameras. Oh God, I don't even look like that anymore.
Hey, there you go. This was released May 1st last year, approximately May 4th, something like that. So this was shot about a year ago. Hey, check that guy out. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that host.
You cut your hair, just don't grow.
My hair's been cut since then.
Oh, okay, I was.
Yeah, my hair's been. I've donated foot. Yeah, it's been a foot. It's a foot. That's about it.
Nice.
Less maintenance.
But yeah. No, that was a fun day.
No, good day. No, good times. Good times.
I'm gonna say something.
Change your heart theme. If millennials out there, back in my day when I was younger, we had a lot of shows like this, dating shows. So that was the concept. Shout out to Matt. Producer, director, all the above. Matt, this was Matt's idea along with Troy, and they set this all together. They gave me the call to be in the video. Of course, I accepted. I'm always here to help. Everyone never satisfied, especially Troy, because Troy has great character. That's why I rock Troy the long way. I endorse Troy 1,000%.
I love you.
He's always endorsing us, supporting us. If you watch previous episodes, he's always chiming in with his hot takes. Sometimes
is it really that hot? If I'm correct, though,
no, subjective.
All right.
Some things are subjective on the show.
All right, for sure.
But shout out to Troy. Like I said, this day was a lot of fun. Shout out to everybody that was a part of the project.
That was a lot of fun. That guy right there, my boy Riley. I'm gonna be in his wedding next week.
Shout out to
Oh,
Riley.
shout out to
getting
Riley.
married.
Yeah, shout out
Grown
Riley.
man.
He's getting married.
Grown
Oh.
man, yeah, that's a grown man decision for sure.
Yeah, nah, heck yeah, I'm excited for him.
That's good dudes over here, man.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was
He
we gotta do
ain't
it again.
me.
We gotta run
He
that
ain't-
back.
Yeah, he ain't me.
I have a place to finish the blind music video if you ever want to do that.
Man, I do want. I loved that idea for that video, bro.
Hey, I got a place we can do it for real. Like I'm not even kidding.
What's it called? What's the concept? What we talking
So,
I had this old song called Blind.
about? Blind.
so
What's blind?
so he had another song. It was like a pop record. But I liked the record a lot. You know, other people had their feelings about it, but I was like, I like this song a lot. So I was like, the song is about him being blind to a girl cheating.
God.
So, but I was like, no. But I was like,
We're
what
gonna
if,
do it. It's
what
happening.
if there was a music video where literally, like, he was blind and he literally came home and he's like trying to walk through the house and like he feels like the girl is cheating, but he like keeps missing them throughout the house. But I feel like it'd be a really cool video though.
Oh man, that just touched my heart.
Look, hear me out.
But he literally would be a blind man. He'd be like tripping over shoes and like trying to go to the kitchen get some.
Look, here's what
water.
we'll do. We'll make it and we'll just save it for the next time that what's that Netflix show Love Is Blind? The next time that comes out and like shit and like people are like tweeting about Love Is Blind and stuff like that, we just gonna put in the hashtags Love Is Blind, and that's just gonna be the whole thing.
But yeah,
Wow, that's a great.
We could also-
concept. First time I heard it.
We could steal Love Is Blind, but we already did the game show theme, so we can't do that again.
I understood. Yeah.
but I
Which-
like that song a lot. So
So he ain't me on YouTube. Check it out. Let's get
Amen.
these numbers up.
yeah,
Yeah,
YouTube, iTunes, all that.
Yeah.
All platforms. So shout out to Troy
more music
Grant.
comes soon.
Just premier never satisfied artist. Just a good dude. Like I said, rock a long way. And once again, appreciate you being here, sir, for sure.
So, do we want to get into some NBA?
That's how we do it. That's the format. That's the format.
So, what day are we going back to here? What is it?
We're starting
14th?
With, I think shit. The show was last Wednesday.
Oh,
So it
I'm
starts
tri-
from March 15th,
15th.
to now.
All right, I watch most of these games.
We'll touch on some if necessary. So Matt to get that up, and we will start with the scores from March 15th to March 21st, and today is March 22nd, and it's about approximately 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So here we go. So on Wednesday, March 15th, we have about 7 games. What do you think? Roger that. Okay, so we had your Philadelphia 76ers. Side note, Joel Embiid, MVP candidate. He's looking good for him to win it. You know,
I hope he gets it.
I hope he gets it too.
He's being robbed.
Right. He's got second place twice in a year. Joker past 2 years. So shout out to Joel Embiid. His Philadelphia 76ers were visiting the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Philadelphia with the road win 118 to Cleveland's 109. Joel Embiid with 36 points. Next game we have Memphis at Miami. Miami with the win 138 to Memphis' 119. Bam Adebayo with 26 points. Jaren Jackson Jr. 25 points. Both those guys are all-stars. We have your Sacramento Kings visiting the Chicago Bulls. The Kings with the road win 117 and 114. Caught maybe for sure like the last half of the game. I came a little late, but you know I got my NBA League pass on my Sacramento Kings, so I will catch majority of the Kings. Come on now.
He's having a career year.
So De'Aaron Fox,
He's nice.
thank you, and he made the game-winning 3 against the Bulls, and the score was 117 to 114. De'Aaron Fox 32 points, DeMar DeRozan 33 points. Next game we have the LA Lakers visiting the Houston Rockets. Lakers came a little short with this must win. The rebuilding Houston Rockets with the win 114 to the Lakers 110.
AD did not play.
80 did not play, and Austin Reeves was your leading scorer with 24 points.
He's been that for a little bit.
Yeah, right. And then next game we have the Boston Celtics at the Minnesota Timberwolves. Boston with the close win, 104 to Minnesota's 102. Jaylen Brown 35 points. Anthony Edwards 28 points. Next game we have your Dallas Mavericks at Troy's favorite team, San Antonio Spurs.
San Antonio Spurs.
137 to Troy's got all his,
My
lot of
favorite
his,
team.
lot of his bloodline.
I was about to say
My favorite team is the Lakers.
Okay.
the home team.
My team is the Spurs. I'm a LeBron fan, so like I'm where he at. I was never a Heat fan. I was
favorite
where
team
he
is
at.
my team. You got it, sir. So you got the Mavericks at the Spurs 137. The Mavericks 137 to the Spurs 128 in the overtime win. Christian Wood with 28 points. And then to close out the day, we had the Golden State Warriors visiting the LA Clippers. The Clippers with the win 134 to the Golden State's 126. Kawhi Leonard with 30 points. Steph Curry with 50 points with the loss.
Because
Come on.
the Warriors don't know how to win on the road.
Come on. They are like 7-30 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something crazy.
They have
that.
they have single digit wins on the road.
Literally doesn't matter. Like, how
But
does
their
Steph
home
Curry
record is amazing.
score 50 and you lose to the Clippers?
And we'll get to the standings short. Right. How does Steph score 50
Their home
points?
record and their away record are completely reversed.
Correct.
Completely?
Damn near.
Right. So.
Oh my God.
We will get to the standings as soon as we finish up these.
It's like a game back.
And then, it's crazy. Steph with 50 points in the loss. That's
Jesus.
It's time to evaluate everybody else for sure. So next day we have on Thursday, March 16th, we have 5 games, and the first matchup we had the Denver Nuggets visiting the Detroit Pistons. The Nuggets with the win, 119 to the Pistons 100. Joker with 30 points. The next game we have your Sacramento Kings visiting the new look Brooklyn Nets. Sacktown with the win, 101 to 96. Domantas Sabonis with 24 points. Mikal Bridges 23 points. Domantas Sabonis is a double-double machine. He leads the league in double-doubles. He leads the franchise in rebounds already, and he's got some triple-doubles, more this season than the rest of his career combined. So he is having a breakout year, arguably his best year of his career, and he just made the All-Star the 3rd time this year, and the 1st time with the Kings, of course. So the next game we have the Oklahoma City Thunder visiting the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors with the win 128 to Oklahoma's 111. Next game we have the Indiana Pacers visiting the Milwaukee Bucks. Indiana 139 to Milwaukee's 123. And next day we have the Orlando Magic visiting the Phoenix Suns. The Suns with the close win 116 to the Magic's 113. Devin Booker with just 19 points, so that must have been a team win for sure. And then next day we have Friday, March 17th. We have approximately 8-9 games. Starting off, we have the Philadelphia 76ers at the Charlotte Hornets. The Sixers with the win, 121 to Charlotte's 82. LaMelo Ball is out. Mikal Bridges left the team last year off his shenanigans. And Michael Jordan is arguably
he's about
getting
to
ready to sell his
hire a GM.
Quick
Look
note,
at me,
though.
Michael Jordan. Hire a GM.
How do y'all feel about that, Michael Jordan? Just quick notes, like, do y'all feel like it's good that he's selling the team? I know he's 1.5 billion.
He's selling the team to minority owner off the Charlotte Hornets and a group that's a minority owner with the Hawks. They're coming together and looking to be the majority owners of the Charlotte Hornets. And Michael Jordan is looking to leave the Hornets, cash out, made a lot of questionable moves along the way, and he's looking to be a part of the ownership group with the Chicago Bulls. So that's what Michael Jordan's doing. So that, like, how does that not add value to the Bulls with Michael Jordan being there? And yes, he does not need to make all the decisions because he's proved that in Charlotte that he doesn't always make the best decisions based on signing players and drafting players.
Ever.
Shout out to Tiffany coming in the building.
Shout out to Tiffany.
Hey.
Tiffany Hall. Miss Tiffany Hall. Hey, y'all. So, more on the Hornets later, but that's a little interlude on what's to come when we talk about the standings. The next game we have the Golden State Warriors visiting the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta with the win, 127 to Golden State's 119. Trae Young, 25 points. Steph Curry, 31
Home or
points. It was in Atlanta. So next, right. You proved your point. The next game we have the Washington Wizards visiting the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers with the
Cavs
win,
looking
117.
aight.
The Cavaliers
Cavs
sleeper
looking
team for sure.
aight.
Cavaliers should get out the first round.
They
whoever
won't.
they match up.
Depends on the matchup because
Depends on
there's
the matchup.
3 other teams in there that could clap them.
We'll
easy.
get to Spain shortly. And then, so they defeat the Washington
They about to
Wizards.
clinch, though.
Darius Garland, correct. Darius Garland with 24 points, Bradley Beal 22 points. The next game we have the Minnesota Timberwolves visiting the, I think I saw the end of this game. Yeah, the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Chicago Bulls.
In OT.
Double OT. The Bulls with the win 139 to the Timberwolves 131. DeMar DeRozan 49 points. And you have Patrick Beverly running around.
Hey,
Patrick Beverly running around.
intangibles.
No, but Patrick Beverly is a great player to have on your roster if you're looking to win some games, especially some playoff games. He brings that intensity and tenacity that is forgotten about, for sure. So next game, we have the New Orleans Pelicans at the Houston Rockets. The rebuilding Rockets with the win 114 to New Orleans 112. My Filipino cousin, Jalen Green, with 25 points. Brandon Ingram with 31 points. Next game, we have Memphis at San Antonio. The Grizzlies with the overtime win, 126 to the Spurs, 120.
Took him to OT. Thank you for your contribution to us getting Victor Wembanyama.
Correct. And then we have next game, we have the Boston Celtics at the Portland Trailblazers. The Celtics with the win, 126 to Trailblazers, 112. Jason Tatum, 34 points. Damian Lillard, 41 points. Quick report, if they don't go on a run early, if they don't go on a run soon, they're looking to shut down Damian Lillard if if they're going to be mathematically out of the playoff play-in, if they're out of contention. So
Shout out to Dialogue in the
Hey!
building.
Hey!
Dialogue on the beat.
Shout out to
Dialogue, you
Never
crazy.
Satisfied premier
You're
producer.
insane.
Mr. Dialogue, Brandon Crabtree in the building.
Yeah, in the
Shout out to
building.
Dialogue,
Shout
one of my
out to
favorite people
Dialogue,
here.
man.
Good dude. Appreciate
I love
you,
that,
bro.
man.
We love you, bro, for sure. Spiritual brother, we've indulged in the spiritual journeys of mushrooms with Dialogue for sure.
You
Shout out
talking
to
like-
Dialogue.
Oh, no, he did that ayahuasca.
And I was there. Side note, I've done ayahuasca a few times. I've seen
We-
Matt
we-
and Dialogue do ayahuasca.
We
first
cannot
time.
confirm nor deny that anyone here has ever done ayahuasca legally.
It ain't illegal.
Ask everyone.
Huh?
It's not illegal.
Oh, I didn't say it was, but just in case it is, we cannot confirm or deny that we.
Got you. Yes.
And for monetization
Yeah, they
service,
got you,
we
got
do
you,
we
got
do
you.
not condone eyes or waskas.
There it is.
I don't know what that means.
And then the final game of the day, we had your Dallas Mavericks visiting the LA Lakers.
Quick note. Did you see this game?
I saw the end.
I watched this
I
game
saw
from
the
start.
game
I
winner.
watched this game from
I'm about
start
touch
to
on it.
finish.
Okay, so the Mavericks 111 to the Lakers 110. Kyrie Irving 38 points. Anthony Davis 26 points. Anthony Davis made a few mistakes towards the end. They were doubling Kyrie with the inbound, and then they passed it to Max Kleber 42.
Kleber, yep.
That was Anthony Davis's man. Anthony Davis left them open. He makes a game-winning three, and they win by 1 point. So
AD only scored 15
over.
points.
Anthony Davis.
His primary, it was Matt. There's no one that can deal with you, yo. How do you play up to Giannis and play down to fucking Max Kleber? All right, Max Kleber's come into my coffee shop a couple times.
Shout out to Max Kleber.
No. Sorry.
Nah, cool guy.
Cool guy.
So,
he can't defend AD.
Depending on the rest of the Lakers season will determine if Anthony Davis is on the roster the next season. We'll see.
Sell him for 2 bags
They're
of chips
relying. Come on.
and some chicken wings.
LeBron is arguably out, or potentially out for the rest of the regular season.
They lose
Looking to come
tonight,
back
shut
in
him
the
down.
playoffs.
I'm not even kidding.
So there's the Lakers. We'll warrant them in the standings. Next day we have Saturday, March 18th. We have approximately 8-9 games. First off, we have the Denver Nuggets visiting the New York Knicks. The Knicks with the win. Shout out to the Knicks.
Boy, the Knicks, y'all sleeping.
116.
First round
to
exit.
Defeating the Nuggets 110, which is the top team in the West. We have Jalen Brunson, former Dallas Maverick, with 24 points. Jamal Murray with 25 points. Next game, we have the Orlando Magic visiting the LA Clippers. The Magic with the upset, 113 to the Clippers 108. Markelle Fultz, 28 points, reviving his career in Orlando. He was on his way out the league in Philadelphia with his injuries and his
Weird shooting
being the
thing.
number one. He's a whole conversation. We could do a whole show on Markelle
Yeah.
Fultz. And then He had 28 points. And
Markel?
Paul George, yeah. Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then that's why I brought him up.
No, I'm sorry. My bad.
Hence the format. Like, you see,
I see.
yeah.
I see.
Right,
I was
right,
so
right.
surprised that it was Markel.
Gotcha, right. And then Paul George with 30 points. The next game, we have the Philadelphia 76ers visiting the Indiana Pacers. The Sixers with the win, 141 to the Pacers, 121. Joel Embiid, 31 points. Next game, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors with the win, 122 to the Timberwolves, 107. Fred VanVleet, 28 points. Next game, we have your Sacramento Kings visiting the Washington Wizards. The Kings with the win, 132 to Wizards, 118. Domantas Sabonis, 30 points, probably had a triple-double. And Kyle Kuzma had 33 points. Next game, we have the Miami Heat at the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls with the win, 113 to the Heat's, 99. Next game, we have the Golden State Warriors at the Memphis Grizzlies. That's always a fun matchup. Rivalry brewing there. We have Grizzlies 133 to Golden State's 119. Y'all catch any of this game?
Nah, but
I saw
it's been
something.
I feel like there's been a lot of Warriors and
Mr.
Grizzlies.
Brooks he's one of the premier trash talkers in the league, one of the leaders in technical fouls this season, and hopefully the fans will get that playoff matchup, if any. Golden State Warriors at the Memphis Grizzlies. They face each other in the playoffs the past 2 years.
Dylan Brooks is the embodiment of like bag cereal. Like, yeah, it gets you what you want, but is it really good?
Jaren
Shout out
Jackson
to
Jr.
Dylan
with
Brooks.
31 points.
Right. So we'll see how that plays out. Next game, we have the Boston Celtics at the Utah Jazz. The Jazz with the upset, 118 to the Celtics, 117. All-star starter, Lauri Markkanen. Right, you know that shouldn't happen. 28 points, that's politics, by the way. You really want to get into that. So
He's nice.
Is he an all-star starter? Is he
They're
top
about-
10 player in the league?
Look, this
Is he
was
top 10 player in the league? That's what that means to me. All-star starter? He was an all-star starter because the all-star game was in Utah.
I
and
know,
he
I
plays,
know.
And he plays for the
I know.
Jazz.
It was
So
politics.
you
They
know
had
why
to
he
have
made it.
somebody.
I think they planned on having Rudy Gobert, and then the thing happened, and then they were like, "Crap." They were like, "Crap, Rudy's not
Speaking
over there
of the
anymore,
Jazz,
so we're gonna
the
have to do
Jazz
somebody
came
from
up
the Jazz."
so bad on both of them trades, and Jazz made out. The Jazz made out on both those trades. Donovan Mitchell and Gobert, they did.
They can get any player they want with the amount of draft picks they got.
Come on, they did it right. So more on them in a moment. But next day, we have Sunday, March 19th. About 10 games on the day. We have the Denver Nuggets visiting the Brooklyn Nets. The Nuggets 108 to the Nets 102. Michael Porter Jr. 28 points. Mikal Bridges 23 points. And then we have Phoenix Suns visiting the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder with the upset 124 to the Suns 120. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander 40 points. Devin Booker 46 points. That must have been an exciting game indeed. Next matchup, we have the Atlanta Hawks visiting the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs with the win, 126 to the Hawks, 118.
Smacked them.
There it is. And then your boy Kelvin Johnson leading score with 29 points. I think he's their best player.
Every now and then we win a game to like remind Victor that he come into a good place,
I mean, it would be.
but we still lose on purpose.
More on that in a moment. We have the Miami Heat at the Detroit Pistons. The Heat with the win, 112 to the Pistons, 100. Jimmy Butler, 26 points. James Wiseman, 22 points. Former draft pick of the Warriors. They traded him at the deadline. We have New Orleans Pelicans at the Houston Rockets. New Orleans with the win, 117 to the Rockets, 107. CJ McCollum, 26 points. Jalen Green, 40 points. Next game, we have the Toronto Raptors at the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks with the win, 118 to the Raptors, 111. Brook Lopez, 26 points. Next game, we have the LA Clippers visiting the Portland Trailblazers. The Clippers with the win, 117 to Portland's 102. Paul George, 29 points.
Shout out to Dame.
Shout out to Dame.
Dame time.
And then to sum up the day, we have the Orlando Magic visiting the LA Lakers. The Lakers with the win, 111 to the Magic's 105. Austin Reeves, 35
points. Nah, did you watch the game? No, that
the
man
Magic.
nice.
He's what they need. He's what they
No,
need. LeBron
bro.
out, I'm not.
Yes, he's what they need for sure. But he is just a good basketball player, and I know that's what everyone's saying. But like, he just gets like he doesn't really make. If you really watch him, like I've genuinely watched every game he's played for the Lakers. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Every now he still kind of sucks at like pick and roll and transition. Like for the most part, like he always fumbles it there. Yeah. But for the most part, he's a good player. Now, that being said, there is no reason with Anthony Davis on the court that Austin Reeves should take over any game you play, Hillbilly Kobe. But if you really watch that game, the saddest part of it, and the reason why I'm really losing it on AD, if you watch that game, towards the end, Austin was like AD will call for the ball. Austin was like, I'm not giving it to you. I can't trust you. Like, and that's wild coming from a second-year player that was undrafted. But he had to do it because he iced the game. He's shooting like a 50, 40, 90.
I like his nickname, though.
He got AR-15 and Hillbilly Kobe.
That one.
Those are my two favorites. I like AR-15, but he nice. Give him some time. When the Lakers don't pay him, Spurs pick him up.
Might not pay him.
They're not going to. I don't think they're going to.
The Lakers.
They're going to fumble him, and I'm going to cry.
The Lakers have showed their inconsistency on keeping players that they should have kept. For sure.
Shout out to Austin Reeves.
And then, so the next day, we have March 20th on Monday. We had about 6 games. We have the Indiana Pacers visiting the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets with the upset, 115. The Pacers 109. We have the Chicago Bulls visiting the Philadelphia 76ers in the game that went to double overtime. We have the Chicago Bulls with the W, 109 to the Philadelphia's 105. This is the second double overtime game they played in within the past week.
Joel Embiid fouled out.
So shout out to the Bulls. Zach LaVine, 26 points. Joel Embiid fouling out of the game with 37 points in the books. Next game, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves visiting the New York Knicks. Minnesota with the win, 140 to the Knicks, 134. Terrain Prince with 35 points. Julius Randle with the career high.
How many did he end up getting? Oh, nice.
57 points. Former teammate Kobe
the Madison
Bryant.
Square Garden record is like 62 or something like that. So he was pretty close.
Amari's up there. I don't know who else. As a Knick or in general? What are you saying?
I don't know if it's as a Knick. I know
that's two different things. Because Jordan and Kobe is
they've scored crazy.
Right. It's had big games there, of course.
So
Julius
I think it's as a
Randle.
Knick. I think it's as a Knick. That it would only make sense
So
keep that.
Real quick with the Timberwolves, they got the win here, and they are expected to get Karl Anthony Towns within a week. I think he had some leg, thigh.
He's been out for a while.
Since like November.
Honestly, he's going to mess up the spacing, and their spacing's already terrible. But
we'll more on them in a moment. So, but the Timberwolves, he's still. It's like I said, you got him coming back. How in shape is he going to be? How is he going? How are they going to adjust with him being out the lineup majority of the year? So more on them in a moment. Next game, we have the Golden State Warriors at the Houston Rockets. The Warriors with the win, 121 to the Rockets, 108. Steph Curry, 30 points. Next game, we have the Dallas Mavericks visiting the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis 112 to Dallas's 108. I believe Ja Morant's suspension is over. It was 8 games. The games that he was already missing counted towards the suspension, so they didn't start the suspension right when they announced it. And,
oh, really?
He showed face at this game, so he's in the arena, but he was there for rest. He's still answering questions. He's probably still got to get back into game shape. He went to rehab in Florida for a little bit. You know, I mean, all these are good PR moves. You know, and probably the moves that he has to make to stay focused and to ultimately play winning basketball for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Just to break in real quick, Kenny says SGA is on a list with MJ, D-Wade, and LeBron as the only players to score 30 points per game and have 1 steal and 1 block per game.
I think he's like
As a
either
guard.
he's one of the young.
is
He's
MVP, and the Thunders are in the 7th
If they-
seed.
they're in the 7th seed for like 2 more days.
He's one of the most underrated players in the league, and
Yes.
depending on who you ask, we'll get to the Thunder Clippers trade that got SGA to the Thunder because he was originally drafted by the LA Clippers. He was traded for Paul George. And so more on that. Right. It was SGA and 4 or 5 first rounders for Paul George.
Whew.
So the Thunders came up on that trade.
It came all the way
got
up.
a lot of picks and the younger, durable.
You're gonna think this is a reach.
Those are both all-stars.
I blame Kevin Durant.
Why do you blame Kevin Durant?
I blame Kevin Durant. And all of it stems back to when that man left
We'll get to. I get talk about some
to
Thunder.
jump LeBron.
That's got to be one of the biggest what ifs, though.
They did not give.
for sure.
Oh yeah,
For sure. So that's
it. Should be.
SGA. So we're speaking on SGA. Here we are. And to sum up, March 20th, Monday, we had your Sacramento Kings visiting the Utah Jazz. The Jazz with the upset, 120.
You saw my text. They lost that game on purpose to keep the Lakers out the standings. I promise you. Jazz didn't need that game.
That's a reach. The Jazz did need the game, but I feel that's a little reach. The Kings aren't thinking about the Lakers like that. The Lakers are thinking about the Kings like that.
The Lakers are going to.
The Lakers are thinking the Kings like that. The Kings are not.
You think the Kings want to see the Lakers in the first round?
The Kings just trying to get the highest.
LeBron James. You
the
think
Kings are trying to finish
so that
first
way,
or second?
No, they not.
Ideally.
No, because if on the off chance, the very high chance that the last seed, the 8th seed, is the Lakers, which is probably going to be, or the Warriors, they're not gonna. Never mind.
More on that later.
You got to play some defense in the playoffs.
More on later. We get to the standings. Okay, so and then to sum up all the games of the week, we have yesterday, Tuesday, March 21st. We had about 6 games. And to start that off, we have the Washington Wizards at the Orlando Magic. The Magic with the win, 122 to the Wizards, 112. Next game, we have the Detroit Pistons at the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks with the win, 129 to the Pistons, 107. Trae Young, 30 points. And for the Pistons, former Sacramento King, former bust that we drafted over Luka, Marvin Bagley III, 31 points in that game. Shout out to Marvin Bagley III. Next game, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Brooklyn Nets. Cavaliers 115 to Brooklyn's 109. We have Donovan Mitchell, 31 points in that game. Next game, we have Troy San Antonio Spurs at the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans with the win, 119 to the Spurs, 84.
Thank
Brandon
you.
Ingram, 32 points. Right.
We needed that.
Right. Tank for, what's his name?
Wembanyama.
Yamana. You got it.
Yama.
Yamana. So
Yama.
It's all right. None of y'all's teams need them.
Right. So and then next we had so yesterday caught the second half of this game. We had the Boston Celtics visiting your Sacramento Kings. The Celtics with the win, 132. The Kings 109. Jason Tatum 36 points. And De'Aaron Fox 18 points. No Kings had over 20 points. The Celtics respectively.
De'Aaron Fox only 20. What
Yeah,
the
the
heck?
Celtics just outplayed us. And Paul Pierce was in the building pre-game. Matt Barnes does pre-game and post-game with the Kings.
Jason
And he
Tatum with
works at
36
Showtime along with
points.
Paul Pierce. He got Paul Pierce to Sacramento to help him with the pre-game, post-game. So shout out to Paul Pierce making that trip to Sacramento.
Put that defense on your boys.
Right. And then, and last but not least, we'll touch on this game a little bit. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder visiting the LA Clippers. We were just speaking on both these teams and players from both these teams. OKC with the tight win, 101 to the Clippers 100. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, shout out to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
31
first time
points.
All-Star this year, 31 points. Kawhi Leonard, 21 points. Paul George got hurt in this game. Shout out to Paul George. He will be out 2 to 3 weeks. Reevaluated then.
It looked maybe was his injury a little bit less serious than it looked.
Let's hope it's not too serious.
It might have just been a hyperextension.
It looked like he kind of got bumped the wrong way.
I was about to say when he was leaving the court, I was like, damn, he might. It looks serious.
And again, the connection with the Thunder and the Clippers when the Thunder got eliminated by the Blazers, and then so Westbrook was to the Rockets, and so they traded him, and they also traded Paul George to the Clippers via Kawhi Leonard's request, because Kawhi Leonard went to the Clippers as a free agent. He said, you need to trade for another star, unknowing to him and maybe the rest of the team that Shai Alexander was there, young prospect. Maybe people didn't know how good he was going to get. So the Clippers gave him up and 4 or 5 first-round draft picks for Paul George, and both All-Stars, but so that canceled each other out. But the Thunder have the Clippers' first-round draft picks for years to come, and the younger squad. So
I think the Thunder have every draft pick for years to come. Them in Utah. I think they. I don't think anybody else got draft picks.
So that sums up the games of the past week, and here we are going to the standings. So you know how I do it? You've seen the show 50 times. All right, here we go.
We got one more comment from Kenny. SJ could have been first team All NBA and first team All Defense this year. Wild stuff.
I got to figure out not first team.
If the Thunder make the playoffs, I don't know about first team, but out of the 3 teams, yeah, he'll be in the conversation.
Only because the NBA teams are
talent and
position
there's
based.
winning. He's got all the talent.
They're position based.
He's as good as any player in the
what does
league.
SGA play? He played the 2
He's
or
point.
He's point.
He's point.
So who would be first guard over him?
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, I was like De'Aaron Fox.
Respectfully, De'Aaron Fox is in second, third place all year. The Thunder, so winning plays a part. Even if Shai Alexander has better stats, the Kings are a better team, respectfully. So here we go. We have the Eastern Conference. Come on.
You want me to do it?
I'm holding.
Okay, bet. Yeah. All right, so in the East, we got Milwaukee. They just clinched their playoff spot at 51-20. And then we got Boston at 50-23. And then Philly at 48-23. That's your locked in first 3 seeds. And then we got Cleveland, New York, and Brooklyn kind of rocking. Cleveland's 46-28, so they're probably like 1 or 2 games before they'll clinch their spot. New York is at 42-31. They look like if they don't go on any kind of like losing streak, they'll be straight and they'll keep that 5 seed. I do think Brooklyn is going to give up the 6 seed to either Miami or Atlanta pretty soon. Wow. Because Brooklyn's just not good enough to like sustain where they were all year. They've just been slowly falling. Yeah, they've been slowly falling. So I as bad as this sounds, I like the real teams, even though Miami is like, they're the same team, but they suck this year for some reason. Miami, like, they probably deserve it a little bit more, but it's theirs to lose as well. I think they're, what does it say? They're, how many games back? They're like 1 game back of having the exact same record as Brooklyn. Lose 1 more game, they'll have the exact same record. So they're about tied for the 6th seed, I'd say. And then fighting for play-in spots are Atlanta, Toronto, and Chicago. All kind of rocking the same record, 36-36. They're at 500, 35-37, 34-37. I don't think any of those other 2 bottom seeds could sneak into the play-in. Indiana or Washington, that's kind of like they're rocking about the same. It could happen. It's really either Toronto's or Chicago's to lose. But Chicago's been doing really good. So I feel like they're on a little bit of an up. Toronto has been the same since Kawhi left the whole time. Wow.
This is true.
So it's up to them, but they won't do anything. They'll either lose the play-in game or that'll be it. And then Charlotte and Detroit suck. So that just is what it is. I would like, as weird as it sounds, I would like Orlando to like catch a little hot streak these last like 10 games, so that way they could sneak into the play-in, because I like Paolo Banchero, but
they're currently 5 games out of the 10th.
They're 5 games out of the 10th, but behind.
Stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened. It is fully. That's why I say I think Toronto could fully go on a losing streak.
I mean, they went on a win streak, and Chicago and Toronto went on a losing streak, so it could happen. But
5 games back.
I think it's gonna.
But I think where it is set, other than Brooklyn and Miami. I think Brooklyn's gonna fall out, and Miami's gonna get that 6th seed. I think they're gonna like lock in pretty quick.
I think Toronto's better than the Pacers. Chicago's better than the Pacers. I think it stays as is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and now to the tightest conference of all.
Right, there it is. So, in the Western Conference, we have Denver Nuggets clinching. They are at 48-24 at a win percentage of .667. We have the Memphis Grizzlies at second, 44-27, 3.5 games back of first place. We have your Sacramento Kings holding down third place for quite some time now. We snuck in second a little bit. I still feel second is still a high probability. Second is.
I think y'all deserve it.
Second, thank you, sir. Second is more possible than fourth. Just the way things are going. Let's just say that. And then, and so third place, your Sacramento Kings are
I think
43 and 29.
one thing about your Kings, I will say this season, best away record in the conference.
Check you out.
I think that might play a huge role if they can kind of keep that energy going.
I only have one reservation with the Kings, which is just the fact that they can't play defense. Like they haven't.
Can't's a strong word, sir.
They
So
won't play
Mike
defense.
Brown-
They won't play
Mike
defense.
Brown is what? Mike Brown is a defensive coach. That's all we got on.
Yeah.
He's scoring a lot of points. But
That's all they're.
You have to watch more Sacramento Kings games.
The ones I've watched and even the ones that they won, they just know how to outscore you. That's why they lost to the Celtics, because they couldn't outscore them because De'Aaron Fox only had 18 points. De'Aaron Fox usually has 18 points in the last 4 minutes of regulation. So it's like what are we doing here? So that's why I don't think that. That's why it's like I want them to be good. I really do. But Sabonis is gonna have to really even though he's already taken a good amount of a defensive leap, he's gonna have to take a little bit more of a defensive leap when playoffs come. Because they've never done it, I just don't know how they're gonna lock in come playoff time. And unfortunately, even if they saw somebody like the Warriors or something like that, I just think Warriors playoff experience, regardless of how bad they've been all year, would stand the test of time, as opposed to now that being said, don't let the game get in between 5 with either of those teams, really. But because De'Aaron Fox will come up clutch. But again, this is just me not having seen it in the postseason. But there's not an active player that's seen it in the postseason. So there is that.
So shout out to Sacramento Kings on more than likely clinching a playoff berth in the first time in 16 years since 2006, the longest playoff drought in not just the NBA but all major sports in the United States. Is the current longest active playoff drought. So shout out to the Kings. That will probably be one of the greatest days of my life.
No matter what happens to y'all this year, y'all earned everything y'all getting.
Thank you, sir. So, but to make the playoffs is one thing. To host the playoff series would be another thing. To make it out the first round, holy smokes!
They gonna upset somebody. If they don't, they're gonna upset somebody.
So,
but
I said if they can string together a couple more away wins,
I really do
like
think.
that is,
hot take. Even though I think the Warriors could do it because Steph could just turn into God himself out of nowhere. I think you see Warriors and Kings in the. I think Kings are best to upset either the Warriors or. I don't think they got the Lakers.
We'll close out the standings and then we'll go over potential playoff matchups.
Yeah.
To come. And then so in fourth place we have the Phoenix Suns at 38 and 33. Shout out to Kevin Durant. You know, if the Suns have title hopes, you got to be on the floor, sir. So get well soon to Kevin Durant. One of my favorites to get out the West.
My man, keep getting injured.
In fifth seed, we have the LA Clippers at 38 and 35. They have the new addition of Westbrook. You know, he always plays a million miles a minute. And then shout out to Paul George on unfortunately getting hurt last night. Hopefully it's not too serious, and he is back before the season is over, and he is 100% come playoff time. Shout out to Paul George, one of the most underrated players in history. He's dealt some major injuries. He was on the number 1 seed Pacers some years back, and they were matching up against LeBron's Miami Heat. So he doesn't get that, I feel, recognition or respect the way he should.
No, that was the Cavs with the Pacers.
It's the Heat, bro. Lance Stevenson and the Heat. It was the Heat. It was
You talking about
ear blowing?
Ear blowing and all that. Yeah.
Well, he did it. But no, LeBron got him. LeBron got him when he was on the. Oh, was that Oladipo? Paul George was on that team too. I'm talking about 2016.
Paul George was traded for Oladipo.
No, 2018.
Paul George was traded for Oladipo to the Thunder.
So only. Okay.
So Oladipo was on the Thunder. Paul George was on the Pacers.
I'm talking about the year the Pacers. I'm talking about the year. So that's 2018. 2018. He was on. No, yeah, 2018.
No, you're thinking like 2014.
No, I'm thinking of.
I'm older than you, bro.
I know you're older than me. I'm saying.
I have Google
what I'm
here.
saying is, I'm thinking of something very specific. I'm thinking of LeBron. I know for a fact LeBron, when he was on the Cavs, took on Paul George on the Pacers in the first round of the finals. I mean, not first round. I feel like it was. I want to say 20. It's a year they weren't supposed to be there, so I feel like either I want to say 2018. I feel like that was the last.
We'll look up more on Paul George later. We'll see when Paul George got traded.
I
But
fully believe.
For sure.
Oladipo and Paul George were on that team.
We're about to find out.
Negative, bro.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
They
But
got
like,
traded for each other.
I don't feel like that's true.
Are we talking
is.
about 2016?
Maybe
You
2016.
could look up
It's
Paul
not
George's
2016.
It's not
Wikipedia,
2018.
bro.
Try
Paul
2018.
George got traded for Victor Oladipo. I would know this.
Try 2018.
Come
I was about to say it's not
bro.
2016.
So more on that in a moment. So we have
It's
the
not
Golden
18
State.
either.
We have
So try.
We have the Golden
17.
State Warriors sitting in sixth place at 37 and 36. We have the one of the surprise teams of the year, the Oklahoma City Thunder, with losing their number 2 overall draft pick, their rookie of the year, Chet Holmgren. Even without him, they have managed to put a lot of wins together, and they're currently sitting in 7th place.
No, they wouldn't have
At 36 and 36. We have the Dallas Mavericks also at 36 and 36 in 8th place. And we have the Minnesota Timberwolves sitting at 9th place at 36 and 37 with Karl Anthony Towns set to return. And to close out
17.
the playoffs play-in tournament
That's cool.
teams, if the playoffs were to start today, the Utah Jazz in 10th place at 35 and 36. And we have the outside looking in, the LA Lakers at 11th place at 35 and 37. We have the New Orleans Pelicans 35 and 37. And 13th, we have the Portland Trailblazers at 31 and 40. And we have sitting at 14th and 15th place, who is statistically eliminated from playoff contention. We have the San Antonio Spurs at 19 and 53.
Amen.
And then the Houston Rockets sitting at 18 and 54. So if the play-in tournament started today, we would have the 10th place Utah Jazz visiting the Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll see. I feel the Lakers. Well, the Lakers will
I think Lakers
probably
are
sneak
probably
in there.
gonna get it.
They're only half game back. But if the playoffs were to start today, the Lakers are out. And then we have the Dallas Mavericks visiting the Oklahoma City Thunder, and then and when that all concludes, that'll determine the 7th and 8th seeds.
Yeah.
And they, and as we know, we have Denver and Memphis at 1 and 2, and then the for sure matchups. If the playoffs were to start today, we would have the Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings in the 3-6 matchup.
That's the one.
And then we'd have the Clippers visiting the Suns in the 4-5 matchup. You want to know my prediction right now? If Paul George is out, the Clippers start nosediving.
Yes.
Right.
They should.
Right. Love
Hell,
me some
shut Kawhi down. He ain't got no knees.
Love me some Clippers. They're officially my second favorite team. But without Paul George, Kawhi Leonard's a bad man, and Westbrook's a bad man. But for them to realistically make the finals, they need to be 100%. So, but if Paul George is out and the Warriors are still rolling, and this is non-biased to me, of course, I would see the Warriors passing up the Clippers. So I'd see the Warriors finishing in 5th. So I would see a Suns-Warriors matchup. That'd be arguably the greatest first round matchup of all time.
Suns Warriors? Oh yes. Especially if KD
Chris
comes back.
Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. So I can see that happening, and then I would see the Clippers drop.
KD win that. That's his finals. He don't even got to go no farther.
Right. Come on now. So again, in a lot of these teams, if you look at and we just went over the seedings and the games, the percentages. A lot of these teams are half a game and a game behind each other, so a lot can happen. I feel like
the next 10 games are going to be
final seeding is going to be determined like on the last day on like who's going to
for sure.
So nothing's like really locked in yet. A lot can still happen. The West is going to be exciting to watch here on out. And the only shout out to the Pelicans, shout out to the Blazers, but I don't see them making a run. The Pelicans was sitting at the top of the West for quite some time, but when Zion's out, Pelicans aren't achieving too much of anything.
Awesome. Can we get to my pettiness? I'm gonna be petty because I was right. I was right, by the way. Can we get that on the screen?
What?
I know we can get that on the screen.
Oladipo and Paul George was
Yes.
traded for each other.
No, they were not.
Yes, they were. Holy crap! Yes, they were.
No, they were, but I was saying that LeBron was on the Cavs and he took the Pacers in the first round with Paul George on the team.
Okay, that's possible. So we were both right. But what I'm telling you,
It was a sweep.
Is okay,
And it was a sweep.
and then he was out of there. But when the Pacers were the stuff and first seed in the East, that's when they were going against the Heat. So that was like 2013, 2015.
Yeah. That
so
happened
we were
too.
both right.
Yeah, I was saying that Paul George took on both those teams, and
Which I was unaware of for sure. I knew about the Heat because the Pacers had the number one seed.
Yeah.
That's when I was most privy to Paul George.
yeah, but no, I'm talking about when he had.
So that closed out his Pacers career.
Yes,
when he got
'cause-
swept by the Cleveland
and it was like four
LeBron.
close. They were close, but it was a sweep. So it was like, and it was like the goaltend now. And mind you, LeBron was not supposed to be in the finals that year. The Pacers were supposed to have won that game. I mean, have won that series. No, wait, was it a sweep or that? I thought
It was
that
a
went to
sweep.
7. I could have sworn that went to 7.
It was a sweep.
Yeah,
So
There you go.
yeah.
there
But
you
yeah,
go. We fact check around here.
Yeah.
It's basketball reference, right?
Yeah.
You don't get no more real than
Paul
basketball
George,
reference.
Lance
Basketball
Stevenson.
reference is the truth. All right, is the source.
But Oladipo and so it
And
was
hoop
the
type,
next
hoop
year
type.
he did take on the Pacers in the first round. So actually this is what happened, what I'm thinking of. The next year he did take on the Pacers in the first round. That's 2018 when LeBron was not supposed to be in the finals, but hey, he's LeBron James. And Oladipo from Oladipo probably could have beat, because that first round went to 7, and then the next round they went against the Raptors, and that was a sweep because LeBronto.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I was thinking of.
So
But yeah, he took on both those teams.
we have.
Oladipo would have a ring.
We're about, again, there's 82 games in the season, and a lot of teams have played at least 70 games by now, so we have less than 10 games left for the regular season. And what are we in? So we're March 22nd. When does the playoffs start? Like, I think April?
Yeah.
April 1st.
So what's your finals prediction?
Finals prediction? Great question. I'll give you my Eastern Conference and Western Conference predictions. Eastern Conference, I'll give you Milwaukee and Boston, unless if Philadelphia's James Harden turns into James Harden 5 years ago.
He will be at the strip club where he.
Come on. And then so
I
we have
didn't
Milwaukee
catch
Bucks and
James
Boston
Harden at the
Celtics.
club.
And in the West, if healthy,
You gonna pick your team?
in a perfect world, I mean, I feel, again, I've said a lot of teams in the West could lose in the first round and make it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. Realistically, the Kings have positioned themselves to get to the second round. But I'm going, if healthy, Suns. Who's guarding a healthy Kevin Durant? Draymond Green,
All right.
Dylan Brooks.
A healthy Kevin Durant.
Healthy
though.
Kevin Durant.
A healthy
The
one.
only person stopping Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant.
Yes, a healthy one.
Yes.
Are you gonna get that though?
I'm gonna be real. Kevin Durant is the only player I know that knows how to come back from injury like he was never injured.
This is also true.
He torn his Achilles in the finals.
Was
with the Warriors.
balling.
So and then
He just gets
the Nets
injured.
let's shout out to the Brooklyn Nets. They gave him that max deal, knowing he was hurt, not knowing if he was going to come back to prime Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's played a lot of great games with the Nets individually, right? Maybe not always, but ultimately they didn't make it out the first round. But they used him a lot. I think the Suns are better coached because they've already made it to the finals with can't think of Monty Williams. So Monty Williams is arguably a better coach than Steve Nash. You know, shout out to Steve Nash. But usage, Kevin Durant's in a perfect situation. He's on a team that already went to the finals. You know, like with Chris Paul and Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. So
I still somehow think.
the Warriors can beat.
No, I actually think
healthy.
No,
Suns.
I think fully healthy. No one wants to see the Lakers, and I know I sound like one of those guys. Blah blah blah. I really I'm looking at the whole team.
Do you believe that though?
I genuinely do.
Do you believe
Fully healthy,
Anthony-
no one wants to.
So-
I genuinely believe.
So Anthony Davis is gonna.
Let me say it
Davis
on
is
this.
there.
Let the Lakers fall into the 10th spot to where they have to go through 2 play-in games to where they have to take on the first seed in the
That'd be beautiful.
in the first
That'd be
seed.
beautiful.
I
That'd be
think
beautiful.
Lakers.
If the Lakers could do that,
I think
it'd be-
Lakers
it'd be
beat
great for the league.
the
It'd be great
Nuggets
for
in
them.
6 games.
I would love to see it. I am not.
I fully believe it.
Of the Nuggets. I think they're a team.
Lakers beat Nuggets in 6 games, and
Lakers beat Nuggets in 6 games.
I fully believe. Fully healthy Lakers beat Nuggets in 6 games.
Nobody, right?
Who's stopping LeBron and AD? Yes, they can. First of all, AD has played 2 games this year against other than the one that he got injured in it. And him and Joker matched each other point for point. So the thing is my problem with AD is AD knows how to play up to whatever competition he's with. No, my only problem is the only person in the league I don't think AD can actually deal with consistently for 7 games is Giannis.
Maybe he plays conservative given the fact of his injury history. Like I know, like,
if he flips that switch in the playoffs, I'm down.
I know what it is to tear an ACL. I know what it is to dislocate a shoulder.
On a Troy Grant block, by the way. I love you.
No, it wasn't. No, like, come on now. No, that's not live on camera, bro. That's not live on camera.
I went up for the shot.
No,
you tried. No, he blocked me. But at what cost? Is that better? Is that better?
A little better.
You blocked me at what cost?
Last time I played basketball in
my
my life.
bad. It was a block. I went up. He hit it right there, which sucks because we're the same height. Which sucks because we're the same height. So that's no. I should not have shot that shot.
Shout out to Troy Grant. Shout out to Troy Grant. My basketball career will not end on Troy Grant. As of right now, he retired me.
Dang.
Until I come out of retirement. Yeah, I've not played basketball since.
I told you.
Competitive basketball? I've not played competitive basketball since. I played basketball. I've not played competitive basketball against
If you don't get your ass in the LA Fitness,
one day I will
get
come
in
out
there
of
for the cardio.
You will get me out. You will get me out of
3D,
retirement.
bro,
You
3D.
will get me out of retirement. So shout out to Troy. Shout out to Troy. Yeah, shout out to Troy, man. Shout out to Troy and all his hot takes.
honestly, I feel
All
like
his hot
as
takes.
bad as I'm gonna get all, but I feel like that was the day we got close. I don't know. It was really nice.
I don't know how much I want to talk about this shit.
I love you, bro.
I love you too, bro. All right, man. Shout out to Troy Grant.
Yeah.
So,
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
shout out to Troy Grant.
We had a moment.
Like it was a moment, right? It was a few moments.
was a good
I've had a
day.
few moments with Troy for sure. Shout out to Troy.
I love this man.
Love you, bro. All right, man. So
right,
that's a lot of basketball. Time check.
We about 56 minutes.
That's a lot of basketball. Okay, are we ready to switch gears?
We can switch gears.
All right, so let's take it away on some football.
Well,
news
it's kind of been a
knowledge.
quiet week, though. You know, I
There's
feel
been
like
some signings. Anybody, maybe second tier guys.
yeah.
Second tier guys. There's been some signings. Let's start off with the Panthers. They have the number 1 pick. The Panthers are currently on the clock.
They're gonna take a quarterback.
They gave up some pieces to the Bears to get the number 1 pick.
They gave
and
up
they
the
had
piece
what's
they
his
had.
face, C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Today is Wednesday. What I said the day 50 times right now. March 22nd.
Got about a month to the draft.
Ohio State had their pro day. So he's over there and he's potentially the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
So and the Panthers already built around him.
Mm-hmm.
The Panthers signed Adam
Thielen.
so that's a piece.
They are still very weak.
They have a lot of draft picks from the 49ers because we traded for Christian McCaffrey. And so shout out to the.
They just need to pick a receiver. That's
shout out to
really
the
it.
Panthers. And speaking of the Panthers, former Panther quarterback Cam Newton.
Killer Cam.
Killer
He came
Cam.
out with another hype video.
He has stated once again that there is.
He does this every year, though, bro.
He does. There is not 32 quarterbacks in the league better than him, and he is at the Auburn Pro Day throwing passes.
I don't know,
and
though.
taking shine away from college players, and he's looking to get his butt back in the league. Shout out to Killer Cam.
If
former
Cam
number 1 pick.
wants to go somewhere and be successful, he needs to get signed like today.
Cam Newton
Right.
needs to shut up and be a backup. I will say, and
But can he handle that?
he hasn't been that guy in 7
49ers
years.
could have used him last year. That's a team that could have used him.
Hey.
Friggin'
Have you ever met a 7-year-old? You ever think about how much life they go through? That's how much life has happened since Cam Newton was that guy.
2015
7-year-old?
MVP. Oh my god.
You ever looked
bro.
at a 7-year-old?
It's been 7
Let's
years.
put some
That's-
respect on Cam Newton's name. 2015 MVP.
We can put respect
Brought
on
his
who
team
Cam
to the
Newton
Super-
was, not
brought
on
his
who
team-
he is.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
that's like we just gotta. Cam Newton gotta stop looking in the mirror and thinking it's a goddamn time machine. Like that's just really it. Cam Newton was great when he was great. He ain't been great, and he already had his comeback. He went back to the same team and stunk it up.
That's why I said Cam the way that Cam could be successful is if he was to be able to sign with a team now, have a lot of preparation time. I felt like, you know, in New England, he didn't really know the plays.
I mean, he's better than Baker Mayfield. I don't know why he's got a job, but like
Baker Mayfield's still younger.
And I feel like they're just
injury.
banking off that first round pick, number 1 overall. So you just gotta.
Baker Mayfield will probably be starting next year though. So
He's starting for the Bucks.
Tampa Bay, yeah, he'll probably be starting next year.
Yeah, you went from Tom Brady to
Baker
Mayfield. You know, and Tom Brady was 48,000
Tampa Baker.
years old.
I mean, you never know. Tom Brady might change his mind, come back, play for somebody.
If Tom Brady unretires,
Nah, Tom Brady, that would be very disrespectful.
he can't be my GOAT no more.
Like, yo,
And he's
wow.
only my GOAT off of like obligation. I can't put nobody else there. But give it like 2 more Super Bowls. Pat Mahomes got it. And I'm not taking nobody's argument.
Man, Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT right now. Not GOAT all time, but he's the best quarterback in the league.
Oh
He
yeah,
is-
easy.
He is.
Oh,
He is.
okay. Here's something we can talk about. I don't know if you had this episode yet, but this might be a soft spot for you. You know exactly what I'm about to say, right?
Moving on to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yup.
Man.
If y'all don't give this man his money,
It's a soap opera at this point. Lamar Jackson posted on Twitter the other day one of the
that was
offers
the
that the
dumbest
Ravens.
thing you should have.
This is one thing I want Lamar to do. I want him to be quiet for just like a little bit. Like
2 weeks, bro.
Just-
14 days.
I get it. Like
Remember the quote I said? Someone in the comments said, in the legal world, respectfully, in the legal world, and in lawyers, they say the man that represents himself is a fool. That's what lawyers say about
Yeah,
people in
lawyers
court-
said
people
lawyer-
in court.
you'll have
so
the-
if you want to compare again, no, by all again to be a quarterback, you have to be intelligent. I'll take that out. So.
I want
Lamar
Lamar
Jackson is an intelligent individual to graduate, to be in college, to be a quarterback and all this, but to represent himself,
stop talking.
I
to
mean,
represent himself, and to
I guess
tweet
his
out
mom
stuff
represents him, I guess.
I mean, she's part of the team, of course.
Stop
I
talking.
understand the thought behind wanting to represent yourself, but the thing is not just that. Is like, okay, it's like, how do you even play for a team once you know what they think about you really, and you got to hear it from them? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Wow.
Because even like let's say it like this. Think about it like this. I'm sure, right? This is just bear with me on this one. Just hear my thought process out, right? I'm sure, like on like a label or something like that. Like they would love to be in those meetings and blah blah blah. But I feel like if they were in the like important meetings, they would hear the things that they don't want to hear that would like make their performance actually go down because of the fact that they're always going to have to either A, be trying to prove themselves, or B, think that their best just ain't good enough. So if you have someone like Lamar Jackson, who is a MVP already, and other people are getting money that he's not even seeing, I understand the thought behind running to represent yourself, especially if you're trying to trailblaze for a new generation, not trying to get blah, 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 all that type of stuff. But when you're trying to get money that nobody's ever gotten before, you can't be the only like they know that they can never give it to you.
53 players on the active roster. And Matt said it before, if what he's looking to command is 40% of the payroll, he's one man. There's 52 other guys.
Here's another.
It's on the team.
There's
By
other
the way-
information that has come out about the Lamar Jackson situation. So
What?
I'm on the fence because I want Lamar to be our quarterback. But at this current moment, the Ravens have already offered him, outside of what Deshaun Watson got, which is different, they have already offered him the richest contract ever outside of Deshaun Watson.
Okay. So what did Lamar on Twitter say? What did Lamar on Twitter say? It was like
He turned
133 guaranteed
for 3 years.
For 3, yeah, that's stupid. And it's stupid to even confirm the number, because not just that, is your fans who have been rooting for you, once they know the money you turned down, they're not gonna root for you anymore, because like
It looks a little weird.
133. And how was that split up? How
It's
was
about
that?
$43 million a year. So, and honestly, that's actually more guaranteed money than outside of, like I said, a.
Pat Mahomes.
But he has a 10-year, damn near 10-year.
Yeah. His is very team friendly.
Yes, and it's over 10 years.
Yeah, so he's good.
Lamar is looking at about 5 years. Mm-hmm. But but that almost, him putting that out there almost confirms, yes, he wants some sort of guarantee.
Lamar's about to play with this franchise tag on him. Because no one's going to pay him because of the fact that they know what he turned down already.
Yeah,
that's
know
why
what he
it's
turned
like,
down already.
man, I'm sure a lawyer was on Twitter that day like, what the hell? Not his lawyer, just any lawyer. Because that was stupid.
Let's go over some. Let's go over some signings of the past week. Let's see. Half these names is not maybe the household names, but ones I'm familiar with. We have the Houston Texans signing Devin Singletary and Dalton Schultz. So those are some additions. We have the Cowboys trading for Brandon Cooks from
That's
Houston.
actually
for 2023.
that's a notable move.
Uncharacteristically.
5th round pick and a 2024 6th-round pick. That move was rumored at the deadline last offseason, and then it didn't happen for whatever reason. So Cooks was
Cowboys couldn't make up their
desperately-
mind.
Right, so they were probably on the fence with it. Cooks was tweeting his displeasement on being on the Texans still after the deadline because the direction that
He
they were
never
going
wanted to be
in-
there.
Right, the direction they were going in, the direction that he wants to go is two different things. Let's see.
Alan Lazard got picked up by the Jets the Jets also picked up Mecole Hardman today. So they're kind of getting the pieces together.
What are the
for
chances Aaron Rodgers plays for the Jets
100%.
this season?
They're just
100%,
trying to
right.
100%.
And
He's going to New York.
So, and then the Jets signed former San Francisco 49ers Solomon Thomas.
Yeah.
We got former assistant head coach there.
But that division is wide open. So
The AFC East, for sure.
Yeah, it's
And
kind of
then
anybody's.
so
anybody's.
let's see. The Bills released wide receiver McKenzie. He had a couple big plays over the year. The Cowboys re-signed quarterback Cooper Rush to a 2-year contract. So Rush was drafted the same year as Dak Prescott.
And
Nobody really knows what Cooper Rush looks like.
he has red hair, right? I think.
If he was to walk through this door right now,
We would know it was him.
would you be like,
Like,
that's
hey-
Cooper Rush?
No, that's
Hear
you
me
work
out.
for the Cowboys? Get us tickets?
The ultimate system player.
Yeah.
So, but come on, he got drafted. Let's respect on Cooper Rush's name. He got drafted the same year as Dak Prescott, ultimate QB2. He was thrown into to the Wolves this past season when Dak got hurt, and he won a lot of games for the Cowboys when everyone counted the Cowboys out, including me and Matt.
Dak Prescott led the league in interceptions and missed the first 5 games.
He didn't lead. He led
He
the
was
league in
there,
interceptions.
yeah.
Led the league in interceptions.
I don't know if he led the league in interceptions.
Who else? Who?
He probably led the league in
No, he led the league in interceptions.
in
and missed the
interceptions
first.
at the worst time.
Close, you're right.
Yes, he threw some clutch or unclutch
So
interceptions.
we got one.
15.
15 interceptions.
On March 17th.
Which is
On
kinda
March
high.
17th.
Who had the
officially.
most? Then you look up who had the most interceptions last season.
So we have
Intercept. Yeah.
we have my man's here you go, Jimmy Garoppolo signing to the Las Vegas Raiders on March 17th to a 3-year deal. We just
Right.
touched on that last week. It was a 3-year, $65 million deal.
No.
So, and Jimmy G is reunited with his former assistant coach of his New England days. So shout out to Jimmy G. I root for the Raiders. I like the Raiders more than the Chiefs. So hopefully
That's crazy.
Jimmy G gets
It was Josh Allen.
Jimmy G
Really?
helps
But
the
Dak was
Raiders.
second and missed.
Mills was third.
Yeah, Dak was second and missed 5 games.
We have the Philadelphia Eagles
That's
signed quarterback Marcus Mariota. So he's their new QB2. Great. He's great. That's a great pickup for them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gardner Minshew. He's got the heart. He's got the character that you want, but the arm strength is probably his weakness. Respectfully, Gardner Minshew
He's
as their QB2 because they needed him to win a game. Remember, they lost it. You remember that?
I feel like
It hurts us out.
I also feel like we never really know that much about Gardner Minshew because he never really gets like an
He
extended.
won
amount
some
of time
games
playing.
with Jacksonville though. Before
Yeah, he
Trevor
won a
Lawrence
few-
got there,
Yeah, but
he won some games.
That man was
he's
a
like
two-pack of ass.
Tebow-esque. He has a Tebow-esque kind of
Gotcha.
aura to him, where
There you
people
go.
just like him and want to see him win, but he's still kind of.
I wonder how Tim Tebow's doing.
He's-
Oh, did y'all hear about? Do y'all know about his like Heisman thing? I just found out about that recently. You know, he
What?
auctions off his Heisman every year, right? And you get to keep the Heisman Trophy for a year.
I would love
and then you keep the Heisman Trophy for a year, and the highest bidder, it goes to a charity of his choice.
If I had the Heisman up here.
So that's cool. So it's like you get to
Did
you
see
get
the
to auction off the Heisman.
Shout out to Sean.
You sign like a contract and everything. You have to like keep it good and all that type of stuff. But you get to keep it in your house for a year, and at the highest bid, and then all that money goes to charity. It's beautiful. I love it.
Shout out
That's
to Tim Tebow.
some rich shit.
Shout out-
Yeah, if you see Radio walking around with the Heisman Trophy, just
Yeah,
You know why?
just-
All right, so
he's like, I just saw this
and,
online. I didn't.
The
I don't
Tampa
even
Bay
know.
Buccaneers.
It's a
released,
Heisman.
They're starting running back Leonard Fournette. So
Leonard Fournette.
They are starting over. For
That's a good pickup for somebody though. Leonard
Correct,
Fournette can
correct.
play.
He got-
man.
He can play.
He could still be one of the running backs, and he
And you can get him for
championship
cheap.
experience. Get him cheap. There you go. So
Leonard Fournette, like, literally was playing for New England and they won the Super Bowl. Got released by New England. Went to Tampa Bay the next year.
Oh yeah, he like
Won the
yeah
Super Bowl.
yeah. I remember that.
Yep.
That was funny.
So Tampa Bay also signed Chase Edmonds, former Cardinal and Dolphin, if I recall.
Mm.
Yeah, so he's on the Buccaneers now. And yeah, a lot of real quick, one of my favorite football movies, Any Given Sunday. I know it's
Yeah.
before Troy's time, probably.
I've watched Any Given Sunday more times than
It's
you can
probably
count.
on. It comes
Probably.
on reruns all the time.
I was like,
It's on Netflix, but
I'm
okay.
still in my
You-
20s.
Check out. You know I'm messing with you. What was I gonna say? When Jamie Foxx go in the sauna,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of the best of all time, Lawrence Taylor's in there, and they had the little speech, and he's just like this. He said, "For every Jerry Rice, there's 100 ninjas you've never heard of." And I'm looking down this list. Respect to all professional athletes in the NFL, but
You know what? You know what
a
movie?
lot of
I,
names I don't recognize.
100 ninjas.
you know what movie I just really I didn't even know it existed until recently, and I feel stupid. Gridiron Gang. Like I know, dog. I just was like,
that?
oh,
It
The
was
Rock.
like- it was that
I didn't
scene
know-
where-
That's like
I did
if you
not
look
know
at
The
Rock's Wikipedia's page. That's like a top.
That's
first
his
5
best movie. I watched it the other day.
Best
It's
movie?
his best movie, easy.
Before he made it, like that's
When he
probably
was hungry?
His first movie was
Yeah,
Scorpion
Ghost on
King.
Power in there.
Yes, I watched it. I did not know about. I saw a clip on TikTok and I was like, "What is this?" I was like, "I didn't know The Rock had a football
Before your time.
movie." I went and watched it. One of the
It's
best
how
movies
old-
I've seen
It's how
ever.
great. It's how
Like,
great I cross my heart with the dice. You know, I had it on DVD. I had Gridiron King on DVD.
I had Coach Carter on DVD.
I
I watched
Gridiron
Coach
King
Carter
on
more
DVD.
times than I could count.
Exhibit, shout out Exhibit.
Yeah, it was
Shout out Exhibit.
The Rock,
The
Exhibit.
Rock with hair.
Amari Hardwick was
hair,
in there.
yep.
The Rock,
The Rock
with,
with
a,
hair,
with, a,
bro.
with a
What year
little
is
bit
that?
of hair.
That's like
2006.
2006. Last
Journey
time the Kings made
Smollett.
the playoffs. 2006.
But yeah, you had some hitters in there.
Yeah, no, that's a damn good movie.
So the premise of the movie, it's you got some kids. They find their way to juvenile detention, and then the
One
Rock
of the
is
kids
there.
killed their daddy.
Right.
Or
the Rock,
stepdaddy.
Right. The Rock was down. That's how it went. And then so he goes to jail, and then he's the star quarterback, I believe, or he's one of them. And then they create a football team, and then it's based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of it, it shows clips of
From the real.
from
guy.
the original coach, and he's speaking, and man, it just what did he say at the end? He said, even though we lost 50-0, they're not 50 points better than you. I would still not trade you for that team. Like I said, The Rock said in the movie, and at the end of the movie, they played that clip of him saying that, and it gives me goosebumps. Like that was a great movie. Thank you, Jesus. I've never been in juvenile detention, but growing up, I had a few friends that did in Sacramento, a few classmates along the way. So shout out to
Why'd you knock on wood like juvy's an option for you? Nigga, you going to jail. You do something, nigga, you going to jail.
He said juvie.
He was like, I don't want to go to juvie.
Hey, you know what I mean? Like in my day, I could have been.
He's like, no, thank God you didn't go to juvie. You ain't gotta knock on wood. You already didn't make it to juvie. If anything happened from here, you going to jail.
Right. So, but it just, like I said, me per se, but like I said, back home, I knew some of the homies back in the day that went through stuff like that, and it's good that people, especially the fact that's a true story, and kids out there, young men, especially growing out their fathers, they need positive things, and if happiness is having things to look forward to, and to being a part of a team and organized sports will keep a lot of young men and women out of jail, and out of trouble. So I'm always an advocate of young people doing constructive things and organized sports for sure. Hence, here we are with the sports talk show.
Yeah, Gridiron Gang is one of like those like if you know kind of movies like Sunset Park. If you're old enough, you definitely not old enough.
No, not Sunset Park.
But Sunset Park, Dangerous Minds, kind of
Dangerous Minds.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those. In the '90s, you had a lot of movies like that.
Well, the thing is, I'm a big movie head anyway, so it's like I know a lot of movies that like.
I read Gangsta's Paradise. Michelle Pfeiffer.
So sports movies are like a new discovery for me.
Before we get to
enough.
football,
you might have to see it. But I was about to say Sunset Park was another classic. You had Terrence Howard, Fredro Starr. There's a lot of people in this movie. DeAndre Bonds, that was a classic movie too. Just nobody. It's like one of those if you know you know.
Marlon Wayans, Tupac. Yeah, come on.
Hold up, I know
Tupac
this.
fan in the world. Shootout.
No. Shootout is a movie. Hold up. Damn.
Right, Marlon Wayans. I put you on the spot.
Hold up, I gotta. Above the Rim.
Above
the Rim. I've seen Above the Rim. I like Above the Rim.
Yeah, you had Marlon Wayans.
Love and
Dwayne
Basketball.
Martin.
Right.
I got a hot take. I do not think Love and Basketball is that good. It was pretty mid. Hey, play it for your heart.
Bernie Mac was in Above the Rim. Wood Harris. That was
probably one of the classics for sure. He Got Game.
Yeah.
Produced by Spike Lee, starring current
Jesus
NBA player at the
Shuttlesworth.
time, Jesus Shuttlesworth, also known as Ray Allen, and it is a loose biography on Stephon Marbury's life.
Okay.
It is. Lincoln High School, New York. It's based on Stephon Marbury. And then which they were in the same draft class, 1996. Ray Allen, Stephon Marbury, along with other 96 draft class greats as Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant.
That was crazy. You got Denzel, Ray Allen, you got Rosario Dawson, Rick Fox. They had some.
Yeah, Rick Fox is.
Speaking of Denzel, I yearly watch like once a year. I make sure I watch. Remember the Titans.
You watch what now?
Huh? Remember the Titans.
Once a year, you said.
Like once a year. Like I just watched it the other day. They made a mistake putting that hoe on Disney Plus.
Okay, so let's close out football before we get more into pop culture media subjects. So we talked about NFL signings a little bit past week. I ran over a couple free agent signings. The draft is coming up of course. Panthers are on the clock. We touched on the Panthers. Matt's favorite player, Lamar Jackson. Touched on him, of course. Any other topics we should give some attention to before we move on?
NFL wise?
NFL wise.
Last thing I say is nothing's probably gonna happen with Lamar until the draft. So.
Okay, and the draft is when again? In Kansas City, of all places?
Yeah, and we got about a month until the draft. So
in Kansas City, of all places?
We probably won't see anything.
Where did Jimmy G go?
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I was like, you said Jimmy G. I just missed the team.
Okay, yeah. So he's on the Raiders. I'm rooting for him, but Raider Nation was not happy.
Don't worry, San Francisco is good on backups. They got so many.
Thank you.
Eight. They got one, and then one in chamber.
Respectfully, we are in the Lamar hunt. We are the Niners. Are you serious? Yes, they. I mean, is it realistic? But they're in.
He's too expensive for y'all.
There you go. Well, that will ultimately be what it is, right?
We can just blame Deshaun Watson and all his happy endings. Amen.
And the Cleveland Browns. the Cleveland Browns for driving up the market.
Why would y'all pay that?
It was strategic. It
He
was
ain't
the
do
Cleveland
nothing.
Browns in the AFC North, and they were looking to F up what the Baltimore Ravens had going on, and they were successfully doing it.
Well, here's the
That
other
was the
thing,
Cleveland Browns master plan. So everything going on with Lamar Jackson is a ripple effect, chain reaction of what the heck the Browns did.
Lamar
Now, here's
Jackson
the
gonna
thing.
lead somebody to a Super Bowl. I'm sorry. He's going to.
The only,
He's
I
like
guess
that.
the thing is though, there's one other wild card in this. So, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, yeah.
I'm missing somebody else who's about to be eligible for Justin Herbert. They're all about to be eligible for extension.
Max extension.
Yes. So
I think Jalen Hurts got one more year where he can play like not on some crazy money or something like that.
right, but I guess this Lamar thing is gonna like dictate like what happens.
Everybody
With
else.
them.
Right.
Well, Jalen Hurts deserves probably more money than Lamar.
How can you say
But
that?
at least
winning it would have did it.
winning it would have done it.
Winning it would
Losing
have done
it,
it.
But he didn't.
Still,
No. He didn't lose that game though.
But his team did.
His coach
team-
did.
His coach did exactly.
Like
So
that,
he lost
that
the
game
game.
came down to that game down.
he
came
put
down
up the
to coaching.
numbers, but it's
Put up the number. He played. He played. It. The only reason why I say he didn't outplay Pat Mahomes because Pat Mahomes did it on one leg, damn near. Like other than that, like, and that was wild to see because Pat Mahomes was like he was in some pain, and that was rough to see. I really thought they had it simply off the fact that I didn't think Mahomes was going to be able to play the game, but I was wrong.
So we closing out.
We could close
The
out.
NFL, I want, if you don't mind, I want to give a shout out to somebody that you're well aware of, Mr. Grant. You want to give him a little shout out?
What I do?
I'm talking about your father.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm talking about your father.
My dad played in the league, but he was trash. He was a third.
He was in the league. Hey, shout out to
No,
Troy
he was in
Grant
he was in the Euro League though. Too.
No, you told
he
me.
was in the, he was in the
on
league.
He was on the Colts. And he was on the Chargers.
Yes, but the way the Euro League was set up, he was in
Let's do
the
it.
Dragons off
Come on,
the
man.
Colts
Look
roster.
up, man. Look up Troy Grant Sr. Respect.
His stats were doo doo, but you go to Dragons. Troy Grant. You don't.
NFL Europe.
He doesn't go by senior. He doesn't go by senior, unless it's like.
We know him as.
I know. I'm saying
Right, just Troy Grant. Just look at Troy Grant.
Yeah, that's him. It says 5'9" San Antonio. That's him.
Yeah.
I'm about to pull it up on the screen.
Come on, man. We get it. You're like, what I do?
I gotta see my dad's stats. He was cold though.
He was a cornerback.
Yeah.
He didn't. He was on some practice squads. It looks like.
Yeah.
Man, he got some checks, man. He got some NFL checks.
He got
Shout
some
out to
checks. That's all that matters.
Shout out to Troy, man. Troy Senior.
For the most part, his stuff was with the EuroLeague stuff.
NFL Europe, yeah.
Yeah. Most of his actually playing was like.
Play. I remember I was in elementary school when in the game you could actually be the NFL
'Cause
Europe teams.
You got to see. You see that part at the top of the screen? That was his downfall right there, right under. Oh no! Get that off. Get his full name off. Get his full name off. You can't see my middle name. Don't incriminate me like that. Go a little bit higher so I can see his right there. You see that? No, a little higher where it says height. That boom. The boom.
I mean,
That's
you
why
can be
he not.
5'9" as a cornerback, though.
Some cornerbacks find out.
He wasn't that. He.
fast. You need
Hey, he was
speed.
cold though. He was cold for him. Hey, my dad. Hey.
I just want to pay homage and respect.
Appreciate
to,
you. Was that really 90? Oh, wow.
It's some
97?
homage and respect.
I was born in 98, so that's crazy that the college. Yeah, I was in the college years. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, 98. So
Tennessee Tech.
yeah, that's actually both me and my sister were for both the Tennessee Tech years. And then I did not know. I actually didn't
And
realize.
you're born in San Antonio. You're born in San Antonio.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that. Actually, not until I'm looking at it right now, I didn't realize that he was in for the early parts of my life. He was in Barcelona and Amsterdam. I did not realize. I thought
World travel.
Yeah.
Those chapters are left out.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize first year because I was in '98. So the first few years. Yeah, it doesn't have Jets on there though for some reason.
I'm about to see if I can find.
Some cliffs.
Wait, did he play in the XFL? A little bit.
What? No.
20 years ago, XFL. He ain't playing the XFL now.
I'm not getting any NFL stats on your dad here.
Huh? Again, they're really bad. because the way the EuroLeague was set up is like you
He
would
played
be
in NFL Europe mostly, or he?
NFL Europe for the most part.
Oh no! There we go.
Yeah, I was like,
go.
my dad was on the Jets.
Yeah,
'Cause I
there
have
we
a
go.
Jets jersey. I have a Jets jersey, just like.
Post it. What year did he sign the Jets? Check it out.
2003.
Yay!
Yeah.
So
He had some news clippings and everything.
You were in high school. He was
No.
on the Jets. 2000.
You were a kid.
2003. I was a
So I'm
child.
tripping. You're 5. You're 5.
Yeah, I was in high
But
school
New
in
York Jets
2013.
signed quarterback Troy Grant.
Yeah,
Yo.
they did sign him. I'm pretty sure he got dropped like right after that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he got hurt. Like he got that deal, and then got hurt like really early into the season, and that was it. Then he messed up his knee. But he was cold. He was cold. My dad was cold. But yeah, no. So yeah, he was previously been in training camps with the San Diego Chargers and the Indianapolis Colts. That's what it was. He was because he was in the EuroLeague. They call you down from the EuroLeague.
It's like being in the G
with
League.
yeah, it's kind of like being in the G League.
Yeah.
So he was with when he was with the Dragons, he was with the Chargers, and when he was with the Colts, and when he was with the Admirals, he was with the Chargers.
Gotcha.
But my dad, I'll go ahead and say my dad's story. He says to this day, the hardest person he's ever seen work at anything in any kind of weight room or blah 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 is Drew Brees, because he was Drew Brees was the quarterback of the Chargers back then.
I mean, you're
San
talking about an
Diego Chargers
all-time
days.
great.
Yeah,
Drew
but he's
Brees.
saying like anybody else he saw, like
Whatever.
nobody, like
Drew
hitting the
Brees
blunt.
busted his butt.
yeah,
Right.
Drew Brees was busting his behind. So
gotcha.
yeah, that's
And especially around that time, because that's when he had that shoulder injury.
yep.
So Drew Brees and the Chargers was acting like they didn't want him.
Right. Time check, sir.
We are at 1 hour and 26 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's.
If y'all wanted to touch on some pop culture stuff, it's
Okay, closing out football, and then switching gears, we kind of already mentioned it. Shout out to the XFL
Yeah.
and the Arlington Renegades and the other teams in the XFL. And we just got an invite to Sunday's game, sir.
Oh, for sure.
Yes,
Nice.
courtesy of Callie. Callie got tickets for you and me for Sunday's game. He texted me today. I'm letting you know that right now. Clear out your schedule. The game's at 3 o'clock Sunday. We're going.
for sure.
We're going. So we're gonna
No, I'm
check.
with
We're
it.
gonna see what the hype's about. Hopefully run into Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Amen.
Hopefully he's around somewhere. And shout out to the XFL,
Shout out to The Rock for-
formerly owned by WWE's Vince McMahon, and he sold it to WWE legend Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Bro, you just gotta have a second. Yo, The Rock is the man, bro.
Rock is the man. How is he not the man? Right?
Hey, yo,
The Rock
you
is the
grew up
man.
in the
He grew up in the
90s,
90s,
early
The Rock was
2000s, bro. I grew
everything.
up rock bottoming people.
Come
yo.
on.
Look, I love The Rock.
Millennials watched wrestling, and we wrestled each other.
Rock,
We
why
wrestled
didn't
each
Rock?
other.
Why didn't you let Shazam cameo in Black Adam? Are you stupid? No, I'm sorry. That's just me.
No, he had some funk with DC Comics. He was.
I love Rock and everything he's ever done. Anything DC related and everything he tried to do business wise with that, stupid. But The Rock is amazing. If I pray,
Yeah, I don't know all
on the
details, but-
literal 0.1% chance The Rock is watching this, I'm sorry. I didn't mean stupid like stupid your intelligence. You see that head? You got a big brain. I'm talking about just that thing.
So yeah, that was my last little note on football. Yeah, so I
Pop
will
culture.
remind you, we are going to that game. Callie got tickets for us. Shout out to Callie and Callio's Tacos, Triple OG, the studio.
Nice.
Callie. He texted me today, offering us some tickets. So, and that is all our football news for now. Again, the Carolina Panthers is on the clock.
Number
in
one
the
pick.
NFL draft with the number 1 pick. More than likely, we'll draft a quarterback, and the NFL draft is, let's get the date for you guys, is going to be April 27th through the 29th, and it's going to be in Kansas City. So about a month and a week away. So about 5 weeks, the NFL draft is in Kansas City.
Yeah.
I've mentioned to Matt already, I would like to do some live coverage of the draft. That would be an exciting episode for sure. So let's look into
Man,
it.
Twin Peaks need to let us. That'd be fun.
Twin Peaks or the Addison
yeah.
Point.
You ain't saying get some
We
wings.
got to get a home base out here. Sports bar for Normal Guys Talk Sports for sure.
Get some wings in there, right?
And then, so that closes out football news. Pop culture. This is happening yesterday. I don't know how long we're gonna talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Rapper 6ix9ine.
Ha!
He was
Oh, I saw that.
rapper 6ix9ine. Part of me thinks it's staged.
No, he got
In
his.
the case if it's not, then it sucks for him.
Had
got-
him running around LA
but-
Fitness in his underwears.
They
right.
was
So
beating
he
his-
was at a LA Fitness in the Miami,
Florida.
Florida area by himself, no security. Fun fact. In the sauna at a random LA Fitness, and he got jumped.
Some
Yeah.
thick bald
But
dude.
right, but you
Beat
know
him
the
up.
energy and the karma you put out, you know, respectfully, you know, will come back to you one way or another. If you put out "I can't be touched" and "F this person, F that person," and disrespecting influencers and artists that are no longer here with us, so that's the energy that he projects. And you know, I don't.
What
I
you
don't-
doing at LA Fitness anyway, projecting that kind of energy? Like,
right? What are you doing?
Why you ain't got personal trainer, bro?
What
like
are
he
you
would have
doing?
got his ass whooped in the Quiznos. Like,
No, but the thing is, he's looked to, again, he's been at many concerts and outside a lot of the times, and he taunts everybody. You know, he taunts a lot of the whole city of Chicago. He taunts, you know.
he
like-
looked bad after the fact. It
so
was
like
bad.
yeah, so I mean that's you again, that's energy you put out. So again, respectfully, like I hope he's not too seriously injured, but at the same time, like his actions, like that's the karma you put out. You over here snitching, and you over here taunting and disrespecting anyone and everyone.
Well, I think it's
Things
just.
are bound to come back your way.
I think it's in his case. It's just he was playing a character that he wasn't actually, you know, and
Wow.
and
Yeah, that's gonna catch up with you.
yeah.
Wow. And snitched on people that he was associated with, and some of those guys are starting to get out. But you know, you snitch on people and people are in jail because of you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just be hanging out if that's what I'm doing, but that's not what I'm doing.
LA Fitness. LA
not
Fitness
what
is
I'm
crazy.
But I did not know
So this happened. I saw this probably right before I went to sleep on probably YouTube, World Star. So this happened within
That'd be
24
awkward.
hours ago.
Yeah,
It
but
was, it was another clip recently of him at a baseball game in Florida, and he was literally having beers thrown at him, and people.
It was
going on
Mexico versus Puerto Rico. So you know, I've
Oh no, it was in Puerto Rico.
yes, I've served with many gentlemen of from origins all over the world, but I feel that Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, they have a love-hate relationship with each other. It comes from sports and boxing and what have you, and that's my interpretation of them. So he's there. He's real proud of his Mexican descent, and you know, he at the same time he's probably antagonizing everyone along the way.
I mean, he better be proud of his Mexican descent. Anything else he mixed with got beat out of him last night. So,
Yeah.
Ooh, that was good. That's good. So that's that current event. Troy, man, Troy, the artist. Any things we need to be aware of coming up before we close everything?
I got.
projects we got going on. We got shows. We got Troy Grant in the building.
Yeah. I got.
Shout out to Ghost. What up, La Familia? Shout out to
Hey,
Ghost.
what's up?
Shout out Cloth Talk. That is Ghost.
Yeah. I got a full band show at Firehouse Gastro Park in Grand Prairie. It's my first full band set.
Speak on it.
With this new band. I've got a very, very high quality caliber of guys that I'm very excited about. We're currently in the stages of working on the full set. It'll be my first time putting out my set list, like, and how it's been in my head, in my dreams for like 4 years now. That's next month, April 22nd. I think it's a Saturday or something like that. And then as of, I am currently finishing up a couple tracks to put out this summer, and then that's about it with me. If you want to catch a boy, you can catch me at sofarsounds.com. I usually play pop-up shows with them. Can't
Okay.
tell you when I'll be there, but just buy a ticket and I'll give you an idea. But yeah.
At Troy Grant Music
Yeah.
on all platforms.
Everywhere.
At Troy Grant Music.
And I don't know if you're familiar with this artist, but I like to send a rest in peace to Mr. Bobby Caldwell. I don't know if you're familiar.
Right.
He was definitely, Yeah, nobody knows he was white. Everybody thought he was black because he's so soulful. But I want to give a big rest in peace. Condolences to Mr. Bobby Caldwell.
Okay, I'm really glad you said that last sentence. When he died was the day I found out Bobby Caldwell was white. Like, I had no idea.
Yeah, but Bobby Caldwell is probably one of the most sampled artists ever. Wow. That What You Won't Do for Love has been sampled a lot of times.
Oh yeah.
He's one of the most sampled artists.
R.I.P. a legend. All right, since we on pop culture, but we're kind of closing out. Let's talk about the Dallas music scene. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna be here all day.
Yeah, you be here all day talking about the Dallas music scene.
No, I'm kidding.
Dallas.
Shout out Dallas. Shout out Dallas. What? I don't know. Is there any announcements y'all need to make? NS announcements? I don't know.
Lardy Land.
Lardy Land. Like, yes.
That's coming up.
That's coming up. Y'all
Lardy
be there.
Get an official date on that.
May 15th.
May 15th.
So,
I'm wrong. May 13th.
May 13th. Lardy.
You know what's funny? I go to church. I go to church at Southside Ballroom.
Oh, so you'll be in the buildings.
No. Like, I think it's on is Lardy Land a Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's either Saturday or Sunday. No, it's on.
It can't be a Sunday. It can't be a Sunday.
Because the Sunday is Mother's Day.
Yeah, Gillies has that.
Yeah.
I mean, my church, like, I just started going to church there, and like 2 weeks ago, it's really dope. But I just thought it was funny. Also, even though we're talking about Lardy Land, I'm about to make this about me again. What's it called? People don't know this. My career started on that stage, at Gillies, because that's where when I was 14, I did this little Texas Top 10 competition that they put together. And that was like when I first started doing anything, really.
So that place is a special place.
Yeah, it's a little tangent. And I also go to church there. That's why I thought it was wild. But yeah, no, Lardy Land is going to be a freaking movie. For sure. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lardy, the hardest working, and you don't know it yet. You will know. The hardest working artist in the industry. Fight me. Fight they mama. Fight somebody else. Shout out Lardy B.
Shout out Lardy B. All the contributions she does to the studio. She is respectfully a franchise, and I've seen her in a lot of moments, a lot of shows put together, and I'll go on record saying there's been moments I've probably been a bigger diva than Lardy could ever think of. She handles a lot of situations in her and she handles a lot of things well, and a lot of things with class. And
grace.
She's real innovative in grace, and she's real innovative. She's real smart, and she's one of the most wonderful human beings you ever meet. So shout out to Lardy B, for sure. So, what else we on, fellas? Time check.
We had an hour and 30.
Hour and 30.
37.
Hour 37. Any other pop culture topics before we decide to close out? Shout out to Matt. 1 year anniversary. Matt's one of projects. Jaleesa with shout out to
Sir Abiola.
Arlington native, never satisfied, triple OG. He was a big part of the media team when I first got here, and he's in LA doing big things. And he put together a short film. It premiered last year. This time last year in Arlington, and Triple OG, Matt got cameras, and Triple OG CB3
are both
was
in the
involved in the project. So
I'm gonna bring just like a little clip of it.
Yeah, just a little clip. Show you.
Put that work in.
Where Matt at?
Oh, I get you know what I'm saying. Let me. You know what I'm saying.
You gotta do the clip.
I was up in there. Go get. I was look at Matt in the back seat, getting the deal done. About to set some stuff up. Look at Matt in the parking lot.
You know what I'm saying? Your boy was getting busy in that
joint.
Your boy was getting busy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, we had a lot of fun
making. Got that bag, man.
You know,
got that bag. What you doing,
got
man?
that thing on me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Being mischievous.
Got Ben beat
Why
up.
you got such a drug lord voice?
You know,
I go put that work. It was the voice. I was like, I was like, damn, son. You
Look at
made me
that.
sound like I gotta go commit some crime real quick. I was like, all right.
You know,
I don't know where that came from.
I grew up watching The Wire. You know what I'm saying? I
Right,
just had
especially out of
to
Baltimore.
channel my
Right.
inner
Wire vibe,
Marlo
yeah.
Stanfield. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, and then R.I.P. to
Lance Riddick.
There you go.
Man, okay, I
recently a
just
part
started
of
watching the
Lieutenant Daniels.
I just started watching the John Wick movies. Like I've
yeah,
never
he's in
seen.
there too, yeah.
I'd never seen any of them
and
until
then-
this past week. Watched the third one, and then immediately it ended. I picked up my phone. He was dead. I was like, what the heck?
And he was in the Netflix Resident Evil series, canceled after one season. So he was Wes Welker, one of the primary bad guys in the Resident Evil franchise. One of my favorite video games franchises of all time, Resident Evil.
But shout out to Lieutenant Daniels. He was one of my favorite characters on The
Lot
Wire.
of big. There you go.
He was like, his character on The Wire was like,
There you go.
All right,
He
cut it
was
off.
like-
That's monetary. That yeah.
no, they're not gonna call it.
I bet.
But Lieutenant Daniels on The Wire was like the police. The police were corrupt in Baltimore.
Right.
He was one
And
of
he
those.
was the one actually trying to make things right.
No, he was one of those actors. He could be in a piece of shit, and he would be the best part in that piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like he
No.
was like that.
He had a lot of great scenes in The Wire for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to Lance Riddick. Rest in peace.
Mm.
And check out The Wire if you ever get a chance, because this is one of those shows.
Matt
man.
loves The Wire.
Young Michael B. Jordan.
Young Michael B. Jordan's in The Wire. His first.
Matt loves The Wire. Oh, speaking of Michael B. Jordan, I saw Creed 3 last week. in the
Yeah.
theater.
I saw it
Me
too.
and Paul's mama. So The Wire is a classic.
Shout out
Yes, sir.
Tuesday movie night.
Exactly.
So I actually have a.
That's what it was.
That's what it was too. That's what I went.
I watched
Last
Creed
week.
3.
I think we was in the same.
I watched Creed 3, and I have mixed feelings about that movie.
Because
Are you-
Sylvester Stallone has mixed feelings about the movie.
I have
Let's
mixed
get that
feelings.
out the
I
way.
feel like I feel like the cinematography was great. The performances were great, but I feel like the story was lacking. I feel like I feel like Damien should have been more of like kind of like an anti-hero, like what Michael B. Jordan was in Black Panther. I feel like that's what they should have made Damien. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should have seen more of Damien's like backstory, him being in jail.
I was on
that.
Team Dame to the literal moment he started talking about his family. I was
Yeah.
literally like, dang.
Yeah,
But
I
look-
feel like they did too much
And
to
when he
make him a
punched him at the
villain.
Hey,
Oh,
y'all
damn,
can't.
bro.
Y'all look.
Yeah. Punched him at the beach.
So yeah. So I just felt like there could have been a little bit more character building for him.
What was unclear for me in the movie, how long was Rocky retired? I mean, not Rocky. Creed was he retired?
He was retired like a week.
It seemed no, he was retired for.
I think
I
catching
think
up on,
what it said. I don't know. Look, this is what I will say though. I don't know what it is about a good montage, a good training montage.
Yeah, get
but
you
the
hyped
minute
up.
J. Cole came on, I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
in
yeah,
that.
J.
I was
Cole-
in
yeah,
that.
Cole in there, yeah.
I was in that theater.
Cole
hyped.
was on the soundtrack for sure.
Cinematography was great. The story was lacking. The biggest problem that I have is even after so Dame beats his dude, right?
Right.
Dame didn't have any notable fights in between. There should have been like during Dame's training montage per se should not have been him training for like genuinely training to fight Creed. It should have been Creed training and Dame going through different fights
Right.
to prove like he is really a problem.
that's what I said.
He really needs to be dealt with.
He
So,
needed more.
yeah,
Like I said,
exactly.
I think some more of that. I think some
He won
some
the
jail
title,
stuff.
then he lost the title,
I feel
right.
like seeing him in prison and some sort of like maybe he's fighting in prison, things like that would have probably added a little bit more to his character.
Maybe, yeah. Even if they just had him, they should have just built up the fact that, like, why? Because here's the thing: he won that fight on some BS. He got the heavyweight title on his one fight, which I still don't get how boxing works in that degree. How do you just pop up? If you just beat the champ, you get the belt. Is that it?
Well, in boxing, like, not in his case, but in boxing, you can have a bunch of like.
Off the kill.
You could essentially anybody could be a professional boxer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your wins could be against nobody's. You
Yeah.
know, and then, right promotion, right, sales, you can get a title shot. But I mean, that probably wouldn't actually happen in that scenario, but let's say Dame took like about 10, 15 fights against you know Joe Blows. And
Now when Dame got on the phone when he was on the Stephen A. Smith show and he was like, "Run it," I was like, for sure, run it.
But I think I feel like at the end of the movie, because I feel the reason I don't like the story, I feel like it should have been less of like when they're fighting at the end. I feel like it should have been like more so, because at the end I'm feeling like I want to see Michael B. Jordan win. I feel like I shouldn't have felt that way. I should have felt like I wanted them to stop fighting. That's how I feel like when I was watching the film.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I should like wanted them to stop.
Not to get with the ending, but I like the ending. I like when they talked and it was like, okay.
Yeah, but you kind of knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like Rocky don't know. Like in any Rocky movie, Creed, anybody.
They are predictable. I've been catching up on my Rockies.
I've been
catching up on my
The movie
Rockies.
was very predictable.
And also, when Drago, I mean, Rocky fighting Drago was I mean, not Rocky. I keep saying Rocky. Creed fighting Drago in his training scene was awesome.
Yeah, that was.
I thought that was awesome,
I felt like
especially
that was a great
thematically. I thought that was really good. It's really just the story, and also there was like little things that like they didn't spend that much time on that I would have loved them. Like the whole daughter subplot, I would have loved.
That's leading up to,
and maybe that's leading 4, 5.
That's leading up to 4.
But
off top, it's going to be.
But I will say
I
I think his relationship with his daughter was the best part of the movie. Easy.
Yeah.
Like
how does that not hit you? Or exactly.
it hits you, but also on top of that is, I also really, really like. See, the thing is, I have a lot of problems, but like, I really like. I liked his relationship, like their relationship. What are their names? Adonis and what's her? I think Bianca. I want to.
Bianca.
Yeah, I think it's Bianca, but
I think something like that.
I love their relationship. But they kind of stopped going through the exact same problems every movie. I think the biggest thing now, and this is the last thing I'll say about this movie, because I have a couple problems, not a lot, is Rocky not being at the funeral makes no sense. If they weren't going to kill him off the cancer, then from his cancer.
You mean something about the mom's funeral?
Yes. Rocky not being there makes no sense. And them not saying anything about him not being there makes no sense.
Them not really saying anything about him at all in the whole movie.
They literally have one line, you remember when Apollo fought Rocky?
Yeah.
That's it. And it's like,
So it's a shot
where's
at him,
Rocky?
but
They didn't kill him.
He wasn't with the project.
I get that.
And then, but he did say if there's a fourth one, he'll be a part of it. And the reason being, because if he was in the third one, it shies away from the format. And like
Rocky just needed to show up at
and
the
he beat the
funeral.
guy
That's
back.
it. Just that scene.
It's a tough one though, because it's like it's.
He didn't agree with the movie.
Shows up at
It's
the funeral,
Rocky. Like
gives him some advice, and then that's it.
the basis of the movie is already kind of like Rocky is the mentor of Creed. You know what I'm saying? So if it's like, I feel like if you have Rocky in the movie, he has to be present. He can't just be in one scene and just not be there.
I think if the goal was to make it like a divide, but like even showing what's his name in the flashback scene, like whenever they're like doing that like underground boxing scene, even showing the guy that's his actual trainer there, kind of felt inauthentic to me because of the fact that it's like that's not really the relationship that y'all have had up to this point. That's been your relationship with Rocky. But like I get like, and then it also never feels. I got to go back and watch 1 and 2, but it never felt like he was really in his life for that long. Like he knew him, but not like to the point where he would see him at a
more so
side boxing event. But I really don't think. But I feel like
They needed more like stuff to build the relationship between the two characters.
But it's like how many. The thing with the whole Rocky to Creed, all of it. How many times can you do the same thing? You know what I'm saying? All the movies are the exact same things, and when they try not to do the same thing, like I think it was Rocky Balboa where they were street fighting or something like that.
That's Rocky 5.
That's Rocky 5.
Where he fights Tommy Gunn in the alley.
In the alley, like whenever they try not to do that, it
People
does shit
hate
like
it.
that, and it's awful.
Yeah.
I've been catching up with some Rockies on Netflix past few weeks. So I highly recommend it to everybody at home. If you're in a Creed, know the history. Of
I feel like
Rockies.
the best Rocky movies are when there's some sort of essence of Apollo Creed in the movie.
Well, I mean, Apollo Creed was in the first one.
Right.
Right. So he's a big part. He's a big part of the franchise overall. Yeah.
Hey, Rocky only got Creed once. That's it. He only got him one time.
And then he was training with him in the third one. Hulk Hogan was in the third one, and Mr. T.
Yeah.
I watched the third one recently too. Third Rocky. So.
Does the third one start? No. Which one do they have their rematch? Does the second one?
Second one.
The
Yeah.
second
Yeah,
one,
the second one they ever rematched.
Because
third
the
he
first
trained.
one, Creed's the champ, and the Rockies.
Yeah,
the
no,
unheard guy.
that's why
how
they
the
do.
movie starts.
Yeah, and I hate that movies. I hate that movies do that. Like in the first movie, they gotta lose because then they go damn near like little stuff like that bothers me. Like Creed lost in his first movie at the very end of his fight, and it pissed me off because then when they get to Creed 3, he's 15-1, and I'm just like, really?
But at the same time, it'd be unrealistic as hell.
Floyd Mayweather's 53-0, so say something else.
No, that's realistic because Floyd Mayweather has been like literally boxing since he was like in his diapers.
Oh yeah.
But for somebody to come off the street and knock out a professional boxer is very unrealistic.
But wait, no, I take that back. Wasn't that? But that was who he was taking on in the very first scene, right? Who beat him in the first movie?
Yeah, and
which
he
is so never mind. They actually did solve that problem. Like, I didn't realize that that's who that was supposed to be until the end of the fight.
But it's very unrealistic for someone to come off the street and be the professional boxer.
Hey, but talk about a directorial debut though.
No,
right?
no.
Cool.
Shout out to Michael B. Jordan, and again, the Creed
No, I'm talking about
franchise.
Michael B. Jordan
for this movie.
Correct. So yeah, shout out to the Creed franchise, the Rocky franchise, and Normal Guys Talk Sports reviewing movies.
Hey,
Sports movies, though.
hey, yeah.
Sports movies.
Sports movies. Yeah, that was kind of been a
Top
topic
3
of the
sports
episode.
movies ever.
So
For me?
Yeah.
the franchise.
No, what are your top 3?
top
sports
3?
movies, period.
Top movies, period.
No, sports movies.
I'll put Creed 1 in there for me.
Creed 1?
Creed 1. I'll put Gridiron Gang in there.
Gridiron Gang. It's in my top 5, but
Any
it can't be my
given
top 3.
Sunday, we got Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J. Come on, man. Any Given Sunday is classic.
And
Any Given Sunday, bro.
this is a weird one, but not even a weird. Actually, you know what my favorite sports movie is?
Like
Moneyball.
No. My favorite sports movie of all time is Space Jam.
Space Jam. Shout out to Space Jam. I mean, Space Jam. Yeah,
Space Jam, I Will Die on This Hill is not a good movie.
What?
Hey, it's nostalgic. I'll watch it any moment. But if you watch it, like, you act, no.
first
You
one's
are a
nice.
literal filmmaker. Stop. Don't tell me that's a good movie. Guilty pleasure, sure. Not a good movie.
It's a nostalgic movie.
Exactly.
We're talking about the first Space Jam.
Yes.
Right. And
No,
then
we're not talking about
me
that
and-
2-pack
me
of
and
ass
Matt-
that just
me
came
and
out.
Matt was in elementary school when that was on VHS. So that's, you're going to watch
The Six
your
Man.
perception
I
of
remember
movies
Six
as
Man with
kids
Marlon
don't-
Wayans.
6 Man.
Bro, that
Six
was
Man.
a movie.
6 Man one.
That was a decent movie. That's one of those movies I forgot about.
Right. Okay.
It was like Marlon Wayans played an NBA player. And
No, I know.
Right.
Okay, so my top 3 is probably Remember the Titans, because I watch it every year. What is the other one? I've literally watched it so many times, but I haven't watched it as an adult really, but it's still in my top 3. But I can only based off the one scene, and you're gonna say the name, and then I'm gonna be like, duh. But it's the scene where he gets on his back, and then they go across it's a white coach. I cannot remember the name of this movie, but there's a scene where he has the player get on his back, and a player get on his back, and he gets
Talking about with
blindfolded.
Shaq and
No, he
Anthony Hardaway,
blindfolds him,
white
and then he
coach.
has to crawl to the. But he ends up in the end zone. I cannot remember. I'm gonna find this movie. Sports movie. I'm gonna find it. Y'all are gonna be like, okay.
A lot of movie reviews, sports movie reviews here at Normal Guys Talk Sports. Episode
Facing the
30.
Giants, dumbass.
Facing the Giants.
Facing the Giants. That's one of my favorites, and Coach Carter.
Coach Carter.
But-
Rich what? Richmond.
Rich what? Yeah.
Or
Richmond, California.
You forget about the baseball movie. You got Angels in the Outfield.
Angels Outfit.
It's not that good.
Angels Outfit. I've never watched Angels Outfit.
I do
in
not like
theater.
Those are
Angels and
nostalgic
Outfit. It's
movies.
nostalgic.
Yeah.
I'm very like, it's not that good.
What's the one with Charlie Sheen in those baseball movies?
Oh.
Those are tough. What was those called?
White Man Can't Jump.
Whoa.
Yeah.
White Man Can't Jump.
Classic. Hell yeah, classic. They got pops of the fellas. Oh man, White Man Can't Jump. Yeah, I love White Man. Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah, they're about to ruin it. With Jack Harlow of all people.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're remaking it with Jack Harlow. I think a trailer already came out.
Yes, Jack Harlow. Yeah.
We'll let him live, man.
We'll let him live. We'll let him live. There
Yeah,
you
let
go.
that man live.
No comment. So yeah, that was fun, guys. Speaking of a lot of sports movies, that's one of the many.
We might have to wrap up here.
Let's go.
We do. Yeah, we do. So again, another episode, successful, great episode of Normal Guys Talk Sports, episode 33. We're coming to you March 22nd on the year 2023. Big shout out to Mr. Troy Grant.
Yo.
Making the appearance, long anticipated appearance. He's one of our biggest supporters. You've seen him in a lot of our episodes with his hot takes.
I'll be back, and I'll always be black.
Over there, that part.
Amen.
And then, again, shout out to Troy Grant. Shout out to Never Satisfied Studios. Here we go. Shout out to Never Satisfied Studios. That's where we film all our podcasts. Us, along with all the other podcasts. The Timeout podcast.
Shit I don't
Smoke
know.
Detector.
Smoke Detector.
Shit I Don't Know. The live DJ sessions with DJ Kev. And The Wall with Ghost and Nate Passion and others. And
Has that premiered yet?
shout out to
Not yet.
shout out
Okay.
to Double R, the CEO, for making a lot of things possible for everyone here. Special shout out to the CEO, of course.
Always, boss
Shout
man.
out to all the artists here, including Mr. Troy Grant himself. Lardy, we always reference. T-Vibe, we always reference. Along everyone else in their music contributions, all the just too many to name. Other artists, producers, and engineers. Casper.
Dialogue.
23 Cubs, Dialogue, B-Banks.
Let's stop naming people before you miss somebody.
Yeah, I missed
you
it,
name
but
too
you know-
many people, and then you miss somebody. And then it's like, hey.
Never shout me out.
Show me on the show. So shout out to everyone that makes Never Satisfied possible. Shout out to the clothing line. I was meant to buy some merch today, didn't get to it, but I need more merch soon. So shout out to everyone in the merch department. Again, we have Flyboy Quiz, we got Sensei, we got Quiz, all the fellas. Nini holding down the office. Shout out to Keaton, of course, and everything he's doing. And then shout out to Bistro 808. Bistro 808. Also, CEO of Bistro is Double R, and all the events that we're doing at the restaurant over there. Shout out to Calios Tacos. Shout out to Big Homie Cali. He just informed me today about getting us some tickets to the XFL game. We will more on that next week. Me and Matt will share our experience with that. I'm excited. First XFL game in my life. So always fun and exciting to try new experiences there. What am I forgetting, Matt?
You remembered everything,
No,
so I don't know how you're forgetting anything.
Shout out to Everything Is Both, the movie starring Jason Mitchell, featuring myself. I'm in a scene or two in there. Jason Mitchell and everybody, and Jaquavius Coleman, who wrote that film, the director, and handpicked me to be in the movie. Big shout to Jaquavius Coleman. I should have been shouted him out. He is the author of many books, and he wrote the movie, and he put me in the movie. So shout out to Jaquavius Coleman and the project Everything Is Both. And then also shout out to the project Dynasty the Movie. Dynasty the Movie, written and produced by Lioness, old friend of Never Satisfied. She was friends with Ian Brown, rest in peace. And she's starring in the film along with rapper Little Flip. And I have a scene with Little Flip, and I've taken pictures with Little Flip. So
Nice.
shout out to Little Flip. And
Game
helping, and contributing to my my acting career, and many more projects to come. So shout out to both those projects. Thank you for everybody in those projects to making my dreams a reality of being an actor. So shout out to everyone over there, and I think that's it on my end. Again, once again, shout out to Troy Grant. Close this out, Mr. Matt Got Cameras.
Give Lamar Jackson a contract.
Amen.
Ja Morant put the guns down. Playoffs, NBA playoffs, about a week and a half. 2 weeks.
Somebody
out.
gonna have a first round exit upset, and it's gonna be hilarious.
And,
I don't know who. No, I
And,
literally don't know who.
Creed was cool, you know what I'm saying? It was cool, you know what I'm saying? That's all I got, but we about to be out. Troy, shout out your social media.
Troy.
Oh,
there we go.
Troy Graham Music, anywhere you listen to music, anywhere you stream music, and for sure.
Shout out to Never Satisfied artist Troy Grant for his appearance, long anticipated appearance to the show. One of my favorite people in the studio for sure. So on that note, once again, thank you for everybody for tuning in to another episode of Normal Guys Talk Sports, episode 33. Today is, March 22nd of the year 2023. Everyone enjoy their week, enjoy their sports, and we hope to see you next time right here at Never Satisfied Studios at Normal Guys Talk Sports.
We out.
Yo.